I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich.
Do you want to do it this time, or do you want me to do it?
I feel like you've already done it.
Oh, fantastic. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of Not Worth the Cork for the year of 2024. Yes, welcome back.
Star date, whatever.
Change of scene. Ah, I worked it out. Hi.
Success.
Yes, we are on my phone's done an alarm. We're on location. We're at David's home. We're going to be doing a dangerous stream for us.
Yes.
Although to be fair, if it was Johnny Walker Black, there could be there's a fair contender.
Yeah, that's true.
Say hello, Dave. Anyway,
Hello, Dave, anyway.
how is anyway, Dave?
Belatedly stuffed full of Indian food.
Oh, that palaver, man. That
The
palaver.
salvia was epic. We were getting very hangry.
Not Viking epic. It's more depressingly epic. But okay, we'll allow that. Yes, anyway, I'm in Norwich. I got here a bit late as well, like our food.
It's becoming a theme for the day.
We did some retail therapy for a little while. Actually, it was surprisingly short.
Yeah.
Last time was a bit more intensive and had a Nando's visit. This time, not so much, but the gentleman was very kind. In fact, thanks to David, we got what I was after in the first place, although it wasn't shown where everything else was. It was a complete, he just noticed in passing, which is weird for someone who wears glasses like he does, to see what I'm after. I suppose you didn't see it and go, I'm buying this just to do me dirty, like you want to...
I did for a split second think about it, but I was like, I will do that.
There's a level of dickhead involved here, and I kind of expect it from you. But yeah, we thought, we'd been planning for a while, because last year we did this. We came up to Norwich and we had a few issues. Yeah. And we
the microphone.
Yeah, so that was my fault. I should have bought a case for it. Never would have had the problems afterwards. But yes, last year we were in Norwich. We went on a boat trip, and we're doing that tomorrow, which is great. This is totally what you want to be doing beforehand, drinking heavy again.
Definitely.
We did a themed one then. We're doing a themed one now. He seems like the kind of person to do it. That's exactly what I thought. Then I remembered it was more expensive than David's budget. So we were fortuitous because I brought with me my swag money, which I've been saving up in a pot for a while. David brought his own swag from his own pot and has something quite nice. Hello, Bubbly. Hello, Angry German.
Yes,
hello,
very angry German.
Hey, Bry. Hi, Wildling. Hello, Ragamuffin. Ragamuffin,
Yes,
interesting to
everyone.
know. In that picture in the middle of the screen, the second from right is the one you bought off the wish list that David received.
Yes, thank you very much, Ragamuffin.
So we will be obviously having another glass of that. Yes, splendid. I'm okay with this.
Yes.
I actually brought something technically with me in the form of the one on the very far right. We're going to leave that hanging without any political connotations or remarks. It's basically the Reform UK of Talisker. No, we don't know. We have no idea. We don't know. It's a rather pricey punt, but we thought we'd have a go for a laugh. Hello, Simon. Hope you're well. I have to watch part of it again because the stupid... Oh, I'm very sorry that it didn't fill out the bar. So formal. Did I say something formal?
Not that I'm aware of.
It might be that I've...
Perhaps you were saying hello to everyone.
Maybe I did say that. Yeah. Much well. Yes, there's a lot of well today. We had good fun. We got some swags, chocolate.
Okay, swags.
Dave got a load of DVDs, which is
Yes.
awesome. We watched one earlier.
Yes, we have.
In fact, we probably could have watched the second one.
Waiting for the food. Yes.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I bought a sword, miniature but sword. I was tempted to buy the master sword. I really was.
This is true.
It's true. We've had a bit of fun though today, and well, we're looking forward to this because we wanted to do a Talisker stream for a while. There are a few I've wanted to do for a while. This is one of them. There's another one I want to do that I know David doesn't want to do.
It's not that I don't want to do it, it's I just don't want to drink one of them. But I will.
I can imagine that the moment it touches your lips, it's going to be one of those times where your concave chest and face line up. We've got no internet, bud. It's
all fibre.
It's coming back. We're back. Sorry, guys. I just noticed the internet dropped some frames. It's green again.
Cool.
There's nothing downloading, is there?
Yeah.
Downloading anything you shouldn't be. Should you? No,
No, we haven't got Steam or anything. There's no game yet.
Should have. Should it? All right.
Discord's doing another update. 16 of them
It-
is already done.
It might be. Anyway, so we're going to be going through 5 standard entries for the Talisker family and 1 Diageo special release. Now we have access to 3.
Yeah.
2 are the same, and 1 is brutality. So I don't want to have that. Meg and Internet we don't get on very well. In fact, if someone would like to go to my wish list and just buy me something that says Internet on it, it could be a box of nothing with just the word Internet written on it, I'd appreciate it. It probably works better than my Internet anyway.
What is impressive is that he's come here and then my internet has now broken, apparently.
I come from the main Matrix City. I'm the babyface thing at the end, the Deuce Machina thing. Yeah. Ex Machina.
Wildling is lurking. Fair enough. We will trick
How
you later.
dare you?
When
No,
you're
we
not
don't.
well.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Yeah, so we're going to be doing Talisker.
Yeah.
We could start with a little story time. How did you first come into Talisker?
What do you think I am, a historian or something? I don't remember. It was years ago. Just hides the PhD. That's there.
Well, how am I going to see that, you fascist? There it is. There it is. There it is.
I remember.
Well, I like that it starts with the letters DM.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Yempi's DM earlier. Anyway, so basically, for me, Talisker, I was introduced to Talisker when I turned 25. I went to Tesco in Norwich near the Guildhall. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Tesco Express, I think it was. Or
Well,
Tesco Metro, wasn't it?
It was a Metro, yeah. It was a reasonable size, though.
Deal with that later.
And I went in there and at the age of 25 bought my 3rd ever birthday whiskey. And I picked Talisker because I was like, feck it. It's different. First year was Glenmorangie 10, which is going to become 12 soon. Glenfiddich 12 was next. And I thought, well, Talisker 10. Why not? Box looked nice. I didn't like it that much. I got ID'd as well because back then I had long hair, very baby-faced. Manager, the lady behind the counter. Hi, Trups. Hope you're well.
Evening Trups.
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a marvellous day. Don't forget, we're not streaming tonight. I told you that last time. And there's so much going on as well. So much.
The politics stream is going to be interesting.
Jeez.
It's just been Meg and Dave drunk at the end of the Talisker stream.
It's not just... Think about this. What's been happening the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. It's going to be horrendous. Anyway, yeah. So I bought Talisker 10, which I gave to David because I didn't like it, which has then since changed. And I think you got rid of it, haven't you?
The original box. Yes, the
Yeah.
bottle.
No, it's not that.
If I changed the bottle or if I kept the bottle.
That can't be the original bottle, is it? No, it's not.
It's the new bottle. So yeah, the whole thing went.
That's a shame because I would have asked for that back.
The box was for half.
I would have kept it. I don't care. Birthday whiskey,
True.
Maybe I should go online and find the OG Talisker 10 and just have that and say that's the 25th one. It was a year later. Dave bought me my first one, and that got annihilated very quickly. Called Johnny Walker, because once you go black, you never go back. Double squared.
I guess that was how I got the Talisker because I can't also remember.
I know I gave it to you.
Yeah, I can't remember if I had it before that.
I really regret that because to me, it's weird because now I'm quite fond of it.
Yeah.
But 25-year-old me.
No, that's true. It was
much younger.
didn't get on with the Isla whiskies to start with, did you?
It was an Isla, did we, for a long time?
Well, yes, I think we did.
We did because Isla, it's an island. So is
Yeah.
Isla, it's an island. Come on. They're just being pedantic.
Yeah.
Pointlessly separating.
Yeah.
It's like Jura. Okay, can we just call you all islands then?
Yeah.
Because honestly, this is silly.
Yeah, they call it Talisker, not Skye, given that it's the Isle of Skye.
Yeah.
But Jura is Jura, it's the Isle of Jura.
Yeah. But you got other isles they're named after. Is Tobermory one? An island? That's Isle of That's no, that's not.
No,
No,
Tobermory isn't. That's right. What else? There is a couple other ones.
not plenty of them. There's shitloads of islands
Isle
up
of
there.
Harris is.
We need to invade it.
I think Isle of Harris now, mate. There's a whiskey distillery there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've noticed a few new Isla distilleries sort of popping up here and there, and I'm like, ooh, got a second iridescent Isle of Isla stream coming up. Next year's gonna be good. Got a few ideas. But yeah, we have over the years acquired more and more, but these are 4 out of 5 of these are David's.
Yes.
The fifth one was more of a if I see it, I might buy it kind of thing.
Hence also the stream being here because it avoided me having to take 4 bottles down with me to mix.
Who?
Okay, fine.
Well, technically, I've got the 10 in the Port Re, haven't I?
True.
I don't have open bottles of Sky and Storm. That's just me. Been better, yes, I remember. Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. I finally have a house. Congratulations, Ragamuffin. And very sorry that things aren't great. Traps. Yes. Anyway, we have over the years had a glass of the Talisker. There is one stream, obviously, that we've mentioned many a time on Twitch and on YouTube, where the night before my sister's wedding, drank far too much of it.
Yes.
But it wasn't the only thing we had that night.
No, it mixed well.
Oh yeah, went really well with the half bottle of Hague Club Orange.
Yeah.
Went really well with the samples of Johnny Walker, Song of Fire, Song of Ice,
Yeah.
White Walker, 3 samples. It went really well with the water. Went with those as well. Went really well with the Bunnahabhain and 12 and the Jamesons, I believe.
Yes.
Which was stout.
Yes.
Yeah. Invading Isla, count me in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? You got this.
Yeah, we need a raiding party.
We do need a raiding party. Can you get here from Canada? Yeah. We had a good night that night. I sent many an inappropriate message to one person. Haven't been sued for sexual harassment yet. That's good. That's good. I'd probably get cancelled by the YouTubers for that. Yeah. Hi Becca, hope you're well.
No, so it was actually the day before the wedding because we were hanging out with asses the drive all the way to Scotland.
Okay, I would say that's true for one of us. The other person was awake the entire sodding time and couldn't be anything else.
Yeah, I did sleep.
You lucky bastard, man. All those stops as well. I was like, how are you guys doing this? I don't get it. I'm sat at the back. My dad's noticed that I am not asleep. Everyone else is snoozing at some point, and there's Meg wide awake, just like, what the hell am I meant to be doing here? I don't belong here.
Yeah.
It was amusing. Well, that stream is still somewhere. It's on the Halls of Injustice channel, but it's unlisted, so it has to be found and linked, and I can't be asked.
The owner doesn't work, so it's probably not going to happen tonight. It
might appear in the chat at some point or in pinned comment if you're lucky, if you want to see that. Yeah, we thought we'd do Talisker because it's got a bit of a soft place in our, I'd say, heart. So we thought we'd go with all the alliteration.
The space where the heart should be, since you don't have one and mine has a hole.
That's a fair point. Hence the terrifically tasty, thoroughly thunderous, truly tantalizing, and transcendent Talisker being the name of the stream because we like alliteration. Also, we did it last year with the Penderyn with all the whelm and wonderful, wicked, and wild.
We could do wonderful, wild, and something and something. Whelming world of Welsh whiskey or something.
Yeah, wonderful world of Welsh whiskey. Yeah. It got quite long. We thought we'd do it again for this. So should we dive into this? Wait, load the correct image. Oh, thank feck for that. As you can see, the array for today includes Talisker 10, Talisker Sky, Talisker Storm, Talisker Port Re. Yes, that's how it's pronounced. Ruighe. All the letters except for the R and the E are silent. And Talisker 18. which is the punt, I guess, as well. Let me know what the one I bought is like. If there's much, well, we actually had a glass or two before. We had some when we first got it, didn't we? We did because
Yes.
it's been open, so we know we've had a glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
We had another glass
Or
when
did we port stream?
No, that was my one. That was mine.
That was yours.
Yeah, because my dad didn't like it, which was fine.
Yeah.
We'll let it go. We'll let it go. With it, it was sleep not off and sod off. Right? Oh, I like that. But yeah, no, the porterhouse is really nice. It's really nice. It didn't. It stacked weirdly with the other port casks, but because they're all very different regions, this one has the peat and the smoke to it, which one my dad didn't like, which is understandable. Definitely understandable.
Yeah.
But we quite liked it.
He's not the biggest fan of those, is it? But then again,
Not your dad.
you didn't like, or you'd never have port and don't like wine, so you didn't think you'd like it. He's not a big fan of wine. Both of you liked the port.
We liked the Coburns, spelt Cockburns,
Yes.
tawny port. Yes. Specifically that I've not had other ports, and yet I do have a ruby port behind the bar.
Yeah.
Which will have to be moved at some point or consumed in the future. Ideally consumed. It will be moved as well because it's going to get warm up there, and I don't want to ruin it.
No.
Not ideal. I'll put it in the out room or something because it's the only cool room in the house.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to start with this. Now, this might not make much sense, but that bottle in the middle of the screen, on top of that piece of wood, is moulded to the piece of wood, in fact, as are the glasses. That is a bottle of, well, it's full of Talisker 10. I thought I'd be cute and go with that because it looked cooler.
It's pretty fancy, to be fair.
It is. The glasses are nice. The random bottle at the back was my brother-in-law gave that to me because he found it and cleaned it. It's like a really random, rare bottle. There's a camping mug, Talisker.
Yeah.
You got the water jug with the rubber duck with the squid legs on it, which was sent to me off the wish list. And there's at the back Burns victim Fuggler, right in the middle.
Yeah,
that's the Burns victim one that I had to put new eyeballs on. No, he got torn off by the dogs, didn't he?
Yeah.
That belonged to the eldest niece. Yeah.
Trust young Peter like duck.
As you get progressively drunker, blow on the bottles. If only the bottle. If only that would work. These are quite full.
Pretty full.
Yeah, sadly, Dave doesn't drink as much as he should, but he gets there. So anyway, would David like to open the bottle, perhaps, or read the box, or?
I feel like we've also forgotten one other very important thing, which is going to negate Dave pause.
There's the jigger.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and get it?
Yes. I will pass the liquids to you, and I will return the jigger so we aren't drinking doubles all night.
Can you hear that at all? That is a really good talk sound.
Oh.
That was pretty good. That popped well.
Travel.
Smells like a tally. Put that there, and give you the bottle. I feel a bit sorry in one respect. You have the crappiest jigger. It's a good jigger, but it's a crap-looking one.
I've got another one somewhere.
It's not as fancy as my English one. It's got all nice brass and curves to it. I don't think I already gave you that. I think I've got two. I've got that. I've got a measure as well, which is a Deanston
one.
Yeah, I use that for Twitch streams.
Oh no, I spilled the Talisker.
Where? In your mouth?
Yeah.
Don't lick it. He was tempted. He was tempted. The lesser in the bottle, the higher the pitch. Very true. And yes, quack.
Yeah, not much.
He tried so hard, got so far, but in the end, it really didn't matter. Well done, David. You did your part.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a bit about Talisker 10? It's on the box.
It is on the box. This is true. This involves me trying to read out the microphone and read at the same time.
Oh, good. Multitasking David. His best.
So, powerful and proudly elemental, this sweet, smoky, sea-forged malt began the Talisker story. Crafted by waves, shaped by the shores, experienced Talisker's rugged heart and maritime character. Made by the sea from rugged coastlines and beastly storms to warming sunbeams and soaring skies, the Isle of Skye powers through our views and invigorates our souls. Unpredictable elements meet untamed beauty to create a spirit as wild as our island, so raw yet so refined. Oh look, more notes about the sea. As the whiskey is made by the sea, did you know it's made by the sea?
That sounds like old Polton. It's a very like cliche point many make now.
Talisker shares a deep love for the beauty and fragility of the oceans, proudly committed to protecting the earth.
Yeah,
And that is what it says on the box. There is no
I love
about the whiskey.
I love the effort.
Sustainability.
Well, they are doing that now, aren't they?
Yeah.
With parlay, with no boxes for some of their bottles. Now.
Yes. And we should point out, because we may as well do it now, all but one of the whiskies tonight are 45.8% volume. So they're all the same strength.
That reminds me of Bunnahabhain, who are owned by a company, and they explicitly make it so all their Bunnahabhain standards are 46.3, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they base it, it's an Indian company, they base it on a ABV standard that they have in India, which I kind of get.
Yeah.
I
The
kinda get it.
maturation is slightly different there as well. So it's, I guess,
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
yes, they can't, with Bunnahabhain, they can't get away with maturing it as quickly.
No.
So if they do a 12, it is a 12.
Yeah.
Not something that feels like a 12 when it's a 4.
Yeah.
You know? But yes, that's very insightful. I enjoyed that. Can I have my glass?
Which one would you like?
Yes. Sweet.
Do you want the coaster that side one?
Yeah, I'll take it first. If you can pick it up without pulling my hard drive out. Sweet. Okay. Okay. If anyone has any questions about Talisker, by the way, do ask because we are here to drink and think and talk.
And courtesy of the owner, steal your money.
I didn't want to say the word entertain. I thought that might be a bit of a misdirect.
We're entertaining ourselves.
I'm okay with that. Cheers.
Whether anyone else is entertained is kind of up to them.
So, on the nose, this typically smoky, peaty, bit briny.
You know, I think this may be from near the ocean.
You might have, oh, that's seaweed. I smell right there, mate. That's what it smells like, seaweed. Like stuff you get from the Chinese takeaway. That's not seaweed. It's just shredded cabbage.
Crispy shredded something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it might be paper with some green ink on it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Honestly.
It has got that kind of texture.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
I remember when I was a kid, I thought that was amazing. Yeah, I'm getting an ad.
Oh dear. Apologies, people. There may be ads.
There will not be.
We will skip where we can.
Bosh. Shall we have a sip?
Oh,
And
no,
I'll go to the tasting notes afterwards?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Haven't had that in a while. There is a quality I like. I like that this is the standard one, but part of me is annoyed that two others had to, or others had to be created so that they had cheaper alternatives that weren't as, let's say, good. Because they're not as good. The two of them aren't anyway. They're not as good, but they're meant to represent other aspects, but based on flavour profile.
Yeah.
That's a very American way of making whiskey, basing it on a flavour profile.
Yeah.
Not basing
A lot of the American ones don't have. Well,
he drinks caramel oil. Say nothing. You're an avid collector, and it's totally fine to have a differing perspective to us, and it's okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
That comes with being American, doesn't it?
I think I was going to go with inbred, but I'm kidding.
Yeah, because a lot of the American ones don't have specific age statements because they're just done to make this must taste like this. This one's 4 years old and tastes like this. This one's 7 years old and tastes like this. This is what we make, and it's going to taste like this regardless of the age.
Yeah, that's totally fine there as well. By the way, although I do find it fascinating with those that do that, and then they have a flavour like I don't know, I know burnt onion. I'm like, what's wrong with your taste buds that you want that flavour?
Yeah.
What is it about? What makes you want your whiskey to taste like laminate flooring? This tastes like a fireplace that's been given asbestos cleaning.
It always reminds me of this is where it shows my age, but I think it was like on MasterChef or something like that. But proper back in the day when I was probably like 10 or something.
Was it Lloyd Grossman?
It was Ginny Goulden doing wine,
Oh, no.
and she literally had a red wine, and I can't remember exactly what she said for all the things, but the main standout flavour she had was tastes like tarmac.
You really like this idea. People are sat there and their eyes are closed and they're having a little sniff and they're nosing the tannins and they're having a little sip of their wine. And their first thought is, "Oh, I've always wanted to know what it tastes like to lick a road."
So that's what the A11 tastes like.
This one tastes like a pothole. It must be the M2. Was it the M11, the A13? I don't know. The one that goes near Maidenhead. How about that one? The one that James may confuse with Maidstone. Like, no. Oh, this one tastes like the people in Leatherhead.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But again, someone's clearly going to lick soil to be able to tell what peat tastes like.
We have tasting notes. So you might notice on our side it's a bit small, I should point out. This is a winner of 14 Spirit Awards, the most recent being 2022.
Assume the position.
Yeah, I had to actually to lean in because even my eyes can't read this.
I'm struggling with the glasses on.
Yeah, but it's won 14, sorry.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic, of course.
Where's my phone camera?
Jeez, are you really going to do that?
There we go, that's better.
She's such a chap. You're such a chap. Anyway, yeah, this is a very well celebrated whiskey, and that's why I thought I didn't see the point in them creating the others, but I do understand why, because they're owned by Diageo, and Diageo want to maximise the output. Now, they have introduced others into a somewhat standard line. I'm not entirely on board with some of the parlay ones, the distillers ones. I don't see the point.
The parlay one is weird. I don't know.
Is it because it doesn't have a box?
Well, that as well, but it's
£75. Yeah, I agree, David.
Yeah, it's not I don't believe it's an age statement or anything, is it?
No, it's just their own. I think they created that as an organic alternative. And I'm like, nah.
They're trying to copy Nicneen.
He drinks Jack Daniels and Crown Royal, so he doesn't have the best taste. I mean, the best can be removed.
Just coming from.
You can shorten it down to Tim has no taste, but no judging here. Though, of course, we fully support differing perspectives. Actually, before we continue,
and we do thank Tim for involving himself.
Of course, we do appreciate that while you're at work, he not giving us a view and all that. We should talk about quickly because we did earlier mention we bought some swag. What did David buy?
Well, yes, we had the DVDs aforementioned. We have Mission Impossible, Dune, Fast X, 10, whatever it is, and Gran Turismo, which will probably sound a bit geeky to most of you, but I like Gran Turismo games.
I like the film. So do I.
Good.
If you played Gran Turismo 3, what was the very first car you got? Hang on. Do you have a pen somewhere?
I'm going
to... Hang on.
I know what he's going to write. He's going to write MX-5, but it was actually an MR2.
So my first car was that, but I did do one campaign where I did the same track 50 times to get one car. Can you guess what it is?
Which track was it? Was it Laguna Seca?
No, the track. It might have been that track, yeah. But to get this car, and it wasn't worth it. You think it's worth it early on, but it wasn't worth it at all when you had it.
It's going to be some some Japanese sports car, isn't it?
Wrong.
No? Oh, Viper. Oh, that was Laguna Seca.
Yeah. It was so hard to get, and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
the Dodge Viper.
No, the standard one is if you got the Team Orca.
F in the chat for Bry having to buy it for someone else.
If you got the Team Orca Racing spec one, that would actually be really good.
So when I asked you what you bought today, I meant the whiskey shop.
All right, sorry.
That's all right.
You said swag. It was also.
Yeah, I may have misspoke there.
We had chocolate batons from Hotel Chocolat, and then whiskey swag. I was more limited on budget because I still didn't have my bonus from last month yet, or last quarter yet. So I decided. Well, I got a list. I narrowed it down by the things that the website said were not in stock in the shop.
Yeah.
7 or 8 of them were in stock when we got there.
Yeah, that was good.
But I narrowed it down to 2. One that was at the top of my budget and one in the middle, which would then mean I had to choose something else as well. That was effort.
What a shame.
I went for the one that was at the top of my budget, which completes or continues to complete a collection. I added another Penderyn to
do expect next year to be there to be a follow-up Pandaren stream
Yes.
because we have enough to do another
We now have at least 3 new ones.
headliner.
4 of them. Yeah, so you've got Headliner,
You got
I've got
Faraday
Faraday,
tribute.
Patagonia,
Patagonia. Sorry,
and the Oloroso
I almost bought
limited
Patagonia
cask
today.
one.
I almost bought Patagonia today. I was about to pay for it, and then David saw the one thing I went up there for. So
No, you were paying for it, weren't you? You handed over the money, and I was like,
he was literally
wait,
counting.
no, don't pay for that yet.
And then I simply said, take Patagonia out, and I'll pay the extra. So when we walked past this, I bought some chocolate as well. Bought a mini Witcher sword, some macaroons, which I annihilated because I think it was too late.
Yeah.
I picked up a book for free, the autobiography of Jean-Luc Picard, and it was for free because I had enough points to claim it on Waterstones.
Points mean prizes, people.
I didn't even know this till the lady said it, and I was like, yeah. I bought
a very special sign.
Oh yeah, man cave sign. Yes, two, which you'll see soon on stream, by the way. Two small fugglers, baby ones, which I've given one to Dave, and it's thusly been named. Firstly, licked by Dave, and it's Mini Yempy, but named Penny in honor of Pandaren.
Yes.
Since he's got one called Johnny, it seems to make sense.
Yes, and for those of you on Discord, you'll be pleased to know that Yempy being licked triggered the living swear word out of her.
We're not just for the sake of this, because obviously I don't want him to get the idea. We're not going to play that audio because we're not dickheads. I'm a dickhead, but there are limits. But yeah, so I had a list of 4 bottles originally, but I reduced it to 3. End up leaving with 5.
Yeah. See, Meg moans I'm not good at math.
It's not that I'm not good at math. It's that my intrusive thoughts seem to win. It's just that. It's every single time. It's like you see a cleavage, you put a pen in it. It's every single time I want to do that. But yeah, no, I went in. I wanted the Bunnahabhain 14 Thesila 2024. That was the last thing we found, and Dave found it by chance.
Yeah, and it was the last bottle they had as well.
The first thing I picked up was Glenfiddich 21-year-old. I saw it in the window and was like, I'm having that. I wanted that 2 years ago. And then David and I were talking, and he said, look, you've been wanting the Talisker 18 for a while. And I was like, fair enough. So I grabbed that.
Yeah.
I then picked up a Bunnahabhain, made by Gordon MacPhail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then got the Bunnahabhain 14. And then when we left, we went to another shop and saw that bourbon and this really fancy bourbon Riff something. Riff? New Riff? It's
I'll get the photo.
Yeah. It has an amazing looking bottle. It wasn't overly expensive. And I made David stand outside. I literally called over to the guy who worked on the other side of the shop and said, you look tall. Can you get that for me?
He did, yeah. It was quite funny.
Yeah. It was simply, Oiga Camarero, you look tall.
Yeah. Right. It was called New Riff.
Oh, was it? Right. New Riff bourbon. New Riff bourbon we got, and a few other little bits and bobs, but we had good fun. Yeah, we had a little bit of money left over for tomorrow, and yeah, we had a laugh, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we came back and waited for far too long for our things to arrive. Anyway.
You can, Leona. You can listen to the voice messages and enjoy them.
So on the nose it says, a fresh and fragrant nose. Through thick, pungent smoke comes sweet pear and apple peels, with pinches of maritime salt from kippers and seaweed. But it doesn't say and seaweed, it says from kippers, seaweed.
So kippers wrapped in seaweed.
Smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for seaweed. On the palate.
It must be the Faulty Towers episode with the kippers.
I may have just conflated Red Dwarf. It's a bonfire of peat crackling with black pepper, touch of brine, dry barley. A welcome delivery of orchard fruit provides a delicate and beautiful balance of cocaine. It's a long finish bonfire. It's a long finish bonfire. Dave got really close to the mic, and I wasn't sure he was going to do the
No, I was really concerned that it actually said that in the tasting notes.
It's a long finish bonfire embers, toast, malt, and crystallize a sugary underlay of fentanyl. Underlay, not. I'm just being a dick.
So they're laying carpet with it now, are they?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Good company.
I mean, some of that I get, a brininess and
I just think it's a great drinker.
Pepper and yeah.
It's an age statement whiskey I consider a solid drink.
Yeah.
You pull that out with a bunch of guys who can do peat or smoke. Yeah. If my dad could drink that,
Yeah.
that'd be the one I'd pull out because that's the one you want.
I believe Crispbo likes this.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking with Crispber, am I?
No, but
That bitch is too busy
At least
eating all the fish.
at least we can say he must have some decent taste. And yes, he does seem to be eating a lot of the fish.
He's too much of a sausage, a fishy sausage. We were having this conversation earlier, by the way, guys. Now, I just want to ask you, what was the most important question when it came to Nando's in Norwich? What did you position firstly at number one? What did you say? What was the question?
How many Nando's are there in Norwich?
Okay, what was the second one? What did I make?
How far is the walk to the nearest Nando's?
You then followed up with when I asked you what was the most important thing about Nando's, you said how much chicken.
Yeah.
And then you said, then you moved on to the distance and the Nando's. And I said, no, it's halloumi.
Yeah.
And I pointed out that it was a bit odd that halloumi was the most popular thing for us in a chicken restaurant. And I started to posit a theory perhaps we need to start acquiring chicken milk to make cheese from chicken.
Speak of the devil, he has arrived.
So,
Evening, Quiffo.
Bo. Yeah, I thought
Yempi or possibly Timoy, based on Leona's spelling.
Timoy. That sounds like the bastardization of Sheldon Cooper's Nimoy. Anyway, do you want to do the 10-second rule, David? So I haven't got the right watch on for this. I mean, I can do 10 seconds actually because I've got a timer here.
Right.
Go on. Wait, it's an image, but yeah, go on.
Right.
Go on. Is it in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So 1 second for every single year of maturation, and that makes it easy for us to then see how much of the flavour you can get. 10 seconds are over, David. It's good as
I don't know if we've done that before with that one.
my turn.
It's actually nice.
So you can talk to the chat while I do it.
I need to get a timer there. That's a torch.
That's not what we want, David. What you are, boomer. Ready?
Timer. That's 10 minutes.
I mean, I could, but my tongue will be on fire.
Okay, and go.
Mm.
Yes, Criffbo, we were just actually saying about the fact that you quite like Talisker by my memory, and that you're eating most of Scandinavia out of fish.
I think I would like it too, to be honest.
Yes, that is 10 seconds.
Unless he has had it. I can imagine he would like it, though. Oh, that builds in heat on the tongue.
Yeah, but you get a little bit more of the fruitiness to it than just
it's a lot
briny,
sweeter.
smoky
A lot
bonfireness.
sweeter. Did you ever smell that burner half I gave you a sample of?
No, it's still...
Man, you got to smell that. Honestly, I told the guy in the shop, it really does smell like smoky bacon.
Yeah.
It just smells great and tastes like Madeira. Yeah.
Interesting.
And for years, I genuinely believed a Madeira cask meant it came from a cake, as opposed to the location in Portugal, which I didn't know was a location in Portugal.
We don't talk about the cake whiskey.
I didn't know it was a location in Portugal until yesterday when I was watching something on TV. I legit did not know.
It's also, I believe, technically a wine.
Yes. I assume Madeira is because of location.
Yes.
Someone has to keep the fish industry alive. That's fair. I thought you were busy gobbling on Sostromen, the fish in the can that people vomited all over. Yeah, that one.
Don't they also eat that weird, like, salted, buried, frozen fish as well over there? I can't remember what it's called, but there's bury it, and Crispbo will probably know. You, like, freeze it and bury it, or bury it and freeze it or something.
That's just what they do in the milk.
Salt it.
They sell it in, like, slabs. Sheets of milk.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but, I'll allow it. If you were to rate this Talisker, not against anything else...
It's finished.
That's a great It's a good rating.
I was very small.
That's a very good rating. YOLO swag fam, everyone. We're going to send this one because we need to move on.
You can have one glass, quickly.
You can definitely have one glass.
We are...
A single?
Not necessarily working, per se.
Well, we do have to drive a boat.
Yeah, we do have to drive a boat.
At some point.
And try not to crash into a heron.
Or bollard.
Yeah.
Or just anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were Swedish. My apologies. Gravlax.
That could be it, yes.
Fair enough. I could live off seafood sushi. I quite like eating... I like fish. We don't get it much in my house. My sister's... One of them doesn't like fish, so she does the food shopping and never buys it.
No, one day when I come down, I'm going to do we're not going to do a steak night for Saturday night. We're going to do a fish night.
So I assume she'll have chicken.
She'll have whatever I give her.
Legit, she will order Chinese food
That's
and
fine.
then make someone else pay for it.
That'd be her problem.
I'll tell you what I would like to have again. So I've only ever
Most
had
of
it
your
once.
nieces
I've only ever had tuna
Well-
steak once. It was at your parents' house.
would do that.
Haven't
Tell
had
her,
it since.
just tell her it's steak.
Well, to be honest,
Here you go. Here's
it
your
was
steak.
weirdly, I know they do it at Zach's, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe I'll have that tomorrow." And I'm like, "No, I will have a beef, full fat one
Yeah.
with the mushrooms, the onion rings, and the chips, and a drink that perhaps helps it all go down better."
Yes. Than the creme de menthe milkshake.
Shut, that was delicious. I got drinks, it's fine.
Didn't you get that little umbrella? And
Yeah.
they got a tall, like Knickerbocker Gory style glass.
Yeah.
Those of you who are British ones.
I wish I had a fucking spoon. It needed a bubblegum
green with foam on the top and a
Yeah.
green umbrella.
It needed a bubblegum ball at the bottom. It would have been perfect then. Anyway, shall we move on to the next whiskey? The next whiskey is this. Now, as you can see on David's end, it's not open. That's fine. It will be now.
I was going to say, it won't be long.
It is Talisker Sky. Now, Talisker Sky is actually the new version of the entry level for Talisker. If that makes sense. What's wrong?
There's info on the top.
Oh, do you want to read
I'll
it?
just say what it says. I'm saying if there's any.
Do you want me to read it, or it's a statement? I think
It's
it's a quote.
a statement by the photographer that
So-
took the image.
The photographer is called R. Horn. AH_HORNE. The quote is, "An island that invites exploration as you start to move inland. Rugged coastlines give way to a rich, verdant beauty. The crashing waves become
I've seen there's one on the top of
a
this one as well.
distant, thunderous whisper." Now, Talisker Sky is the entry level now to Talisker, not the 10, but we started with the 10 because to us that is the entry point to Talisker. We were discussing this about
Yes.
about 2 hours before our food arrived, 3 hours before the stream. No, 2.5 hours. We were trying to work this out because we wanted to make sure that we did it in the correct order. Talisker 10 is where we should start. What's wrong?
There's longitude and latitude on the bottles. I was wondering if they were the same between each bottle, but they are.
That'd be cool if they were
Okay, so
different.
they're like bottled in different warehouses or something.
That would make some sense. I like that.
Partly due to what I read on the back of the box.
One thing I do like about Talisker is when they modernised their bottles, all they had to do was add a vibrant colour to a newer label. The bottle's the same, but they changed the top with the foil,
Yeah.
and they changed the label. And the presentation is all they did, and I love that look because it's so. It's one of the few that Dave likes the modern version of, as opposed to the old one. He didn't like it with Glenmorangie.
No.
No,
Glen no mo lan.
it's Glen. It's Glen Mo Ran Chi. Now, it's interesting you say that because David did like, we've got that now. He liked one version. He did like a newer style of a bottle as opposed to the older style.
Yes.
You liked my Glenfiddich bottle.
Yes. I thought you were going to say the Infinita.
I thought you were gonna, I had considered putting Penderyn, but I don't like the bottom one's too flat, too small. It gets wider towards the top.
Yeah.
And it's almost top heavy because of that.
Yeah.
I do like the bottle. I just wish the bottom was
But
wider.
yes, no, your Glenfiddich is a very fancy bottle.
The 21 is, they had the 23 in stock. Honestly, if we couldn't have gotten the Bunnahabhain, I'd seen
I'm
the
not
23.
gonna lie, that 30 looks absolutely bizarre swish as well.
I saw that in January and I was tempted. Like, legit, I've been sat there like, if I really save up all that cash, I could go mental with that. And it will get opened. And value just go plummeting to the... Can you imagine you buy that and you open it and it's the most depressing bottle. It's so bad. That'd be so embarrassing.
So, excuse me, do you do refunds? This was faulty.
It didn't live up to the well of the packaging.
Performance or quality not as expected.
Actually, on the receipts, I noticed it says no cash refunds. Right.
You have to pay my card. You have to pay card next time.
No. I'll be done dirty on that. Anyway, shall we open this one?
Yes, I was just going to read from the box.
Is there anything different on this, the 10?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the warmer side of our island, warm, Scotland, okay, comes alive in this captivating malt. A sweet smokiness from ex-bourbon casks invites you to explore the abundant riches that lie beyond sun-drenched coastlines. The rest is the same.
You got some information at least, right?
So
Better than
to
nothing.
reflect a different climate. what Scotland just had dull and rain.
Well, they need the rain so they can give us all this nectar,
True, they
and
do
then
need a lot of heat.
these entry level lacking in whelms. Oh, jolly good corking there.
Yes. Not so much twist, but it's good pop.
Well, I'm glad. To be honest, it could be argued. I would argue they're wasting cork on the entry level ones because you don't need it. So it seems to be. I would argue these are, while they're good, they're not really worth that cork. Not a cork, that particular cork. I think if you're going to do entry levels, you shouldn't be wasting cork on it. You should do what the Irish do with theirs.
Synthetic ones, or
With that, or just do, if you're going to go with the whole, if you're going down the path of being more eco-friendly, then that would make more sense, wouldn't it? Go with the resin one, or just replace it with a screw top, which I wouldn't recommend with Talisker 10. So do it just with Sky Storm, and that's it, really. Actually,
Chief Medical Officer recommends adults don't regularly drink more than 14 units a week.
I like that you mumbled most of that.
Well, it's good to know that this is 32 units a lot.
Is it? Send it.
Right, we have Talisker Sky.
Okay. Who bought the first bottle of this? Was it you or me? I got sent bottles of it, but did you buy yours recently or a while back? Because I've only ever received bottles. I know I bought a bottle of Talisker Sky.
Which one did I? I can't remember which of the two. I had one of them.
You had samples.
I had samples of both.
You had the Storm
and 57
first.
North. I'm pretty sure I had Storm
Yeah.
and I bought Sky.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I think I was bought Storm as a present at some point.
Was it
like a Christmas present or something? Sky I bought more recently because I didn't have it, and we were trying to work out what one we liked and didn't like, and
Right.
we were going to do a stream, so I bought it.
Yeah.
But I had it, and I got a sample set for. I think that was a Christmas present at work one year.
That's a
little sample pack with 3 Taliskers.
I thought the sample pack was Glenfiddich, 12, 15,
I've had one of those, and one of the.
we had those after the Rammstein gig.
One of the Old St Andrews was from someone at work as well as a Secret Santa present.
Can't knock that, although I will admit that's also not really worth a cork. It's good, but it's a blended scotch.
But is it worth a barrel? Barrels, aren't they?
I would argue though it doesn't matter. They're resin. They're eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't bought a bottle of this myself. I've been sent 2, one by Petiosaurus and the other by a man called Lowe, who frequented the fishing streams and sent it to me as a gift.
He was a fisher, wasn't he?
He's a fisherman, yes. He sent me some fishing rods, actually, and fishing reels, because he didn't need them anymore. And I was like, I'll take them. I gave them to my dad and to my brother-in-law. And my dad's obviously given it all back up. He gave it back to me because he's not using it anymore. And I'm like, win, I guess. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, it's raining.
The weather is, it's very summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a little sniff of this. We know what the 10's like. Let's see what we think of the Sky. Smells better than the outside looks.
I say,
Those who don't know,
better sky than the sky I can see outside.
Yeah, it's quite bad weather here, and I'm not looking forward to tomorrow if it doesn't change, because we're going to get a bit nice.
Yes, there is going to be some sufficient dampness.
We'll be hiding up in the inside part of the boat.
Yes, they're convertible boats, and suffice to say, the roof will be up.
Imagine my shock. So, I don't smell anywhere near as much on this as I do the 10. It smells a lot.
It's lighter, isn't it?
Yes, it smells watered down. Yeah, yet the ABV is not. So something's compromised on the flavour. I'd love to know who the genius was that came up with a flavour profile for this.
There is still a bit of smokiness to it. You kind of swirl it and breathe in. It's
all right. I'll do that. It's far too much effort to get this out. To be honest with you, though. Did I get that? There it is. So this has won 2 awards, and both are silvers, last being in 2017. It's clearly not that popular. It is the entry point. This is the one you will see in every supermarket next to the 10. The 10 is typically around the £50 mark unless you catch it on a sale at 40. Although I have seen it in Tesco sometimes cheaper. The Talisker Sky sits between 25 and 35.
Yeah.
Storm is not far behind, but I don't see Storm anywhere near as
Storm
much.
is a little more expensive, but it's not very
Strange
common
about
in
Storm is
supermarkets.
like it has the better name.
Hmm.
If you had Talisker 10, Talisker Storm, and then Talisker Sky. Storm, the name alone, Storm,
Yeah.
makes you think, oh, Halle Berry X-Men. I liked her as X-Men, that one. Yeah, I'll have that. It's got a
Yeah.
name that sort of resonates well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds more interesting than Sky. It's
Doesn't it?
in terms of a name of a whiskey.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay, well, should we have a little taste of this?
We could indeed. Well,
I just pour mine into yours and let you drink it. See what it says here. Okay, right, I've got the tasting notes. If someone told me that was a Talisker, I'd tell them to lie. Because there's not enough peat or smoke. There's smoke, but there's no peat. It's so mild.
It's very
sweet.
very gentle, isn't it?
Very sweet. It feels like someone's taken a Talisker and gone, hold it back. Like, it's basically Talisker
Or
trying
they
to get.
filtered it through honey.
I mean, that would explain the flavour.
Coffee or something.
It does mention honey toasted oak.
Yeah, so basically coated the barrel in like honey or caramel or something, and then poured.
No, they use Winnie the Pooh, smash the beehive, all the honey's drizzled down the oak, and they've just gone lick that and save that flavour. It's nice, but it's not really to me what a Talisker should be, right?
Sappy wood, only a little pepper and smoke. There's only a little, yeah.
Little is a generous
Hints
amount.
of lemon and lime, opal fruits, and fennel seeds.
What do fennel seeds taste like?
I think I've had fennel once, and honestly, I can't remember.
It's a very obscure flavour.
Yeah.
Because I'm not as knowledgeable on middle class produce.
I think it could be more. I'd be more recognising it, but fennel, no.
I've got more chance of knowing what potpourri tastes like than that. Hickory. I have no idea what fennel tastes like. It says here on the finish, a more approachable sweet Talisker at the Isle of Skye in June. Well, can we do us a favour and skip over June and go straight to autumn?
I mean, I suppose I get if the idea of this is making Talisker more accessible to people, I can kind of get that because it is a lot milder version of 10.
I kind of wonder if this is the one my dad could actually drink with lemonade.
Yeah, I probably could because the peat is very mild.
I may have to try that at some point. Just like, right, an entire stream devoted to finding whiskies that are from distilleries, not like the unpeated Islay whiskies,
Yeah.
But this one being the whiskies that come from distilleries that are peated or smoky, but not so much that it bothers you.
Yeah.
Stream.
He will literally be the guinea pig for the everyday whiskey drinker.
Oh, fennel is aniseed. Can I try aniseed instead? Oh, it tastes like ouzo. Oh, I like
It's
ouzo.
like licorice and ouzo. Yeah.
I like ouzo.
Yeah, he might coat this, but yeah, it's definitely you can understand this. If the
Well, thing
dream
is-
is to be more accessible, you can kind of get that.
This might be the mixer one, to be fair.
Yeah,
I can understand that. I would say though that we did with the port re, and he didn't like it. So we don't until we get to the port re, we can sort of balance work it out for ourselves. We can't be certain that is. I like the way they're essentially trying to work out how we're going to try and essentially get my dad to drink things he won't want.
yeah, but bearing in mind the theme of his Christmas presents over the last few years has been
Where those ideas come from again?
either whiskey that's not peated. So he doesn't like either whiskey,
Yeah,
but so we bought him peated whiskey, but that's not peated.
yeah, you got Bunahard and Storada, and you got Brookladdy,
Yeah.
classic laddie. Very
Try
happy.
and find some more.
Oh, absolutely, they're plenty. But I mean, if you have a price tag that's quite high, you might have a chance.
You might get one every other year at this point.
There's a couple of Kilkermans, but they're a bit more limited.
Yeah,
Like we've never had Kilkerman, so we know nothing of it.
no, it's rated quite well, I think.
Yeah, it's
That's
one.
a review.
I just don't know why we never bothered. I don't know.
I did have one on my list.
The elements
was out of stock.
elements of Isla, they do some elements of Isla.
Yes.
Yeah, they had some samples in the shop, and I was like, I'm tempted to ask them if I can have a taste of a couple of those. But I thought, actually, I don't want to eat my macaroons before I leave the city. So it would be a bit of a no.
Yeah, but at least you weren't driving, so you didn't have to sober up to drive.
I did say that though. I did. Like when he offered samples, I was like, You have to drive.
Yeah,
Yes, though. I'll drink.
he did have a look for a couple, didn't he? But then they didn't have them, so he sort of gave up. I think.
I don't think he was as enthusiastic as the
No,
other guy we've had.
no, the other guy who joined in with us.
Yeah,
Not
I
sure
did
whether
mention
you,
that. Yeah.
not sure whether you should have said that or not.
Okay. He works 1 day a week. He don't give a damn, that guy.
True.
He didn't care. Anyway, this doesn't have an age statement, so we're not going to do that. But
Apparently, we are not the only people that turn up at a certain time of the year and spend a lot of money.
oh yeah, we discovered there used to be a rather wealthy couple that would go in there and spend their monies and drive up that target. Um,
And then they moved.
yes, well, I live quite far away and I'm loyal. Okay, I will make the travel and I will go in there and I will bosh.
Yes.
We have bosh today. It was a good boshing, and I will bosh again next year.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have 550 points now.
So you got 50 points for that. Okay, that's aren't you? Isn't it 4 points per pound?
Yep. I might be missing some.
I think you might be missing some points.
I'll message them later. Oi. I spent far too much in there.
Yeah.
I should have at least like 2,100 points. Fam. 2,120 or 2,220. Give them over.
I wonder what the gift voucher is for that. If it's 500 points as a tenner off.
Well, it's about 40 quid.
Hmm.
I'll just save up. And then go in the next year and be like, right, I've spent all the real money.
Now with these vouchers, I want the.
Yes, I'll take that Patagonia I held off for a while. Here's vouchers. Take, gives, now. Fascist. Okay, so if you had to rate this as a whiskey, where would you put it? Is it one you'd want to replace, or do you just have it in the collection cause? Would
I
you?
think if I finished it, I probably wouldn't replace it.
Hmm.
But equally, I don't think I'll finish it because it's a decent, I would say, part of the collection. It's not a bad whiskey at all. It is nice to drink,
Hmm.
but it's certainly not as strong or as impactful as the Talisker 10. And we do like the more peatier whiskey, so it does feel like it's lacking something in that regard.
I do like sweeter whiskies these days, but I will admit, if I'm going to drink something that comes from a distillery that makes smoky or peated whiskies, I'm expecting that. I don't. That's why I've never bought Talisker Sky.
Yeah.
Talisker Storm's a weird one because I don't know why I don't remember having it. So that'll be interesting for me. The tasting notes are fairly accurate, to be fair. And I can understand why it's not much of a winner of awards. I found a lot of the entry level whiskies like Monkey Shoulder, Naked Malt, that territory where they're just designed to be mixed.
Yeah.
This sits in there. It still can be drunk by, more novice territory drinkers, consumers. Certainly not a collectible one. And if they did a Diageo special release Talisker Sky, I wouldn't buy it.
No, it's not collectible in and of its own right, but obviously having it as part of the Talisker collection,
Oh yeah, it's
collectible in that sense. It forms part of the broader collection.
Couldn't agree more. That's a fairly sizable amount.
It was only a single.
Yeah, I haven't barely touched mine.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to send mine though anyway.
Fair enough. I mean, we can't do one test, or we could do the other, I suppose.
What? You're a swag fan?
Hello,
Swag fan. Hmm. Well,
Damn quite nicely, to be fair.
it does, but that's another damning statement for the nature of the whiskey, really. Because that's a good thing. Damning statement in one respect of it being clearly designed.
It's citrus at the end.
Yeah, but it's not too complicated. It's very sweet. Doesn't have much peat or smoke, so it doesn't feel like a Talisker. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still quite nice. I'm not going to complain. What about you?
No, I mean it's very pleasant. It's certainly drinkable. I think you're right. I think with a mix, your dad might like it. My dad might like it if he had it as Scotch American, maybe.
What?
Scotch American.
What's that?
So it's basically whiskey and American ginger ale.
Why does it have to be American ginger ale? Or
Because
just
over here we
ginger
have
ale?
ginger beer.
Fine.
Yeah, there's some work stuff which I'm in.
Fair enough. We'll do that later. If you survive.
And some Discord stuff which I'm also fun.
Don't care. Okay, so I think you're right. I reckon if my dad's listening, I reckon you'll like this. It's nice and simple. It's not too complicated and went down surprisingly well. But I think there probably is a flavour there that you might not like, but I'd like to be proven wrong a little bit on that one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, he liked the Talisker the Talisker Special Release 2023.
Yeah.
He did like that. He had a double of that with lemonade,
Yeah.
which obviously is blasphemy, but he liked it.
But that's more. He normally doesn't have a double of the whiskey if he doesn't like it with lemonade.
I don't know if the Port Ree was a single or double. I can't remember.
No.
But I know he had that with, and he just couldn't. If I did lemonade, I would have tried it. Well, I did buy something with lemonade, didn't I, earlier?
Yes.
Was it Tennessee honey or something else?
Yeah, Tennessee honey and lemon. That sounds more. That's like an alcoholic cough medicine.
I'm okay with this. It's my hangover cure. My
Yeah.
breakfast tomorrow morning. that and stealing Kinder Bueno from your friend. Anyway, shall we have some water? I know, not overly fond of. And I would say, for those who are curious, for me, Talisker 10, if we're going to do it out of 10, I'm not saying this is bad, but Talisker 10 is the 5 because it's the benchmark. That's where it is. Yeah, that is where Talisker should be in the context of Taliskers, right? Talisker Sky, to me, is a 3. That's not a bad thing. It's just not as good as Talisker 10 to me. But if you are someone who's not as fond of smoky or peated whiskey, then obviously you'd rate it differently. And that's totally fine. I just don't really see the point in Talisker Sky existing beyond it being solely used to generate additional money.
Yeah. But then again, that's
Delicious.
that's been a trend over the last few years of distilleries
Right,
trying to
don't they?
open themselves up
Mhm.
from being seen as something a bit niche or a bit like exclusive in a way.
Well, we've seen
You have to be an old-fashioned whiskey drinker to
Yeah,
like it,
yeah.
rather than
We've seen the rise in like buying up collectible ones now. The market is going
yeah,
upwards still, which is why the 14 Fazano was so hard to find.
yeah,
We know that more
especially
people.
tucked in a corner behind a barrel.
Yes, it didn't help, but we know that there is an increase in the market. People are more interested in getting involved, but we also know that whiskey as a
It's a
it
drink.
used to be more
or-
niche than it
Yeah.
was now, where it's kind of more mainstream. People are now looking at it and going, okay, or if we mix it with this in these cocktails, and
Yeah.
people are doing it and they're loving it. So these distilleries are making versions that are designed for being mixed with, or entry levels to account for the fact they can't make the benchmark. Lefroy 10 is a great example. They
Yeah.
have Select. There are many others, in fact, that do this, and they do it on purpose. Some did it for years ahead of the time, in fact.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker did Red for years.
Yeah, I mean, Hibiki Japanese Harmony when they started running out of 12, and then they
Yeah.
ran out of 12, only
Yeah.
have Harmony.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's that exact same mentality. And I think it's a very healthy attitude to have. I don't really do cocktails, but I'm not against them. But, I'm not against the idea of
No,
having
what was it? You had that pre-bottled one that was,
blend and batch monkey shoulder
Yeah.
old fashioned.
yeah, the old-fashioned.
Yeah, I wanted to get the Glenfiddich Manhattan.
Hmm.
I wanted to get that blend bottle batch thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that and have us drink that. It was all right, the monkey shoulder one. It was okay. It was old fashioned.
Hmm.
It worked. But monkey shoulder is a blended malt.
Yeah.
It's a blend. It's meant to be mixed. It's the whole point. Same with naked malt. It's a blend. If you're a blended whiskey, generally you are considered lower or inferior to that of a single malt. There is one very obvious one that we don't regard that low, because I don't imagine for a second anyone's going to make an old fashioned with the Johnny Walker Blue.
No.
Umami. Elusive, in fact. I don't know
Yeah.
what umami is, but if it's like Urano and Uvavu, I think it might be a Vic Reeves Turner phrase. But yeah, no, there are some blended drinks that work differently. I know Shivas is a blend, and that generally is a bit more tricky as well. I've got that as a stream whiskey at the moment, and it's not underwhelming. It's just sort of, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just in the middle. It's a drink. It's the tequila cask one,
Sounds like the sort of noise Tempe would make if you poker.
not the one she makes when you lick
No, that was very much more violent.
and high pitch.
And more swearwords.
And the Leona riddle.
Yes, and the other grunt.
Next on the agenda for this stream is Talisker Storm. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this.
Well, it's It sounds like a teenager.
Oh God.
Dark brooding. Dark brooding clouds roll across a blood-red sky. Moment of intense calm just before a storm hits the island.
If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to get this reference. Are we really drinking Gangrel and Edge?
Clouds begin to gather over the black Cullen Mountains. You can see the mood darken. You can taste it too. Deep smoke swirls with spice.
Does my skin sparkle in the sunlight or like that?
Feel the intensity rise as the storm sets in.
Okay.
So yes, it's like when we're teenagers. They come down.
I feel like I need to stand in the corner with some ropes over my glass, a goblet, and just take a sip and then spit it into the sky. Because I feel like a right edgelord vampire tool. So it looks a bit more honeyed.
Yeah. A little more golden, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks quite nice. It looks promising. The whelm levels, I hope you like that ragamuffin, have yet to be under or over. It could sit in the middle. We don't know yet. Dave's having to use his girly fingernails to work it out. Would you like me to do it with my girly fingernails?
I'm not quite sure who's the more girly. Mine are longer, but yours are painted.
Yours are longer. I did mine last night. I'm very good at looking after my nails. Dave, about you licking Yempi, why nothing good comes from licking German things. As you didn't hear the audio message we got to reply. The Brood was awesome. It was. And honestly, getting Gangrel back in AEW was awesome too. Anyway, Talisker Storm. So this is another one of those It was a 2-part series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Sky Storm
and 57 degrees north.
Another one of those weird ones. That's more boutique-y, to be honest.
Yes.
Like the Distillers. It's another one. It's one of the ones where I still maintain this one should have been made more prominent by name alone. I felt that it would have stood out more. It's got beautiful iconography on the there we go, on the box. It's a lot more vibrant than the Sky. Yeah, it's a lot more vibrant on the colour. The bottle looks a bit darker. The labelling again, they all his match.
Yeah.
And mine does as well, of course. And it looks nice. It looks promising, but we don't know anything about it. David, has anyone that's had any of this? I was going to play Brood's music on my phone, but I realised I get a copyright strike. But yeah. Go on then, David. Oh.
Put more resistance.
Resistance is futile.
We will has the whiskey.
You will be assimilated. We will welcome your collective distinctiveness into my liver. Okay. This is interesting. It doesn't look too dark. It still looks nice. Like a really, really welcoming urine sample.
If it turned purple, we're fine.
Well, honestly, as long as there's no blood in it, you're fine.
That too.
Okay.
Neither would be good.
Hardly ideal. I'd still drink the purple one, though. Because that's an interesting one. That's Romulan ale, but someone's put some red so blood. Gangrel. You could spit my drink. I have a query, just off topic for a second, guys. We're at David's desk in his study where I'm sleeping. And I can't but notice a dragon Lego. What's with the Lego?
So that was the freebie Lego I got when I bought the Lego Concorde.
Oh, yes. Fair enough. Have you made your Concorde?
No. And eldest niece built it for me on one of the visits.
You need to build that. I actually should say, for those who are interested,
was if she came to visit, I'd build it for her.
If anyone's interested, I really wanted, actually, maybe on Sunday I might be tempted to do this. In that Langley shop, they had Star Trek Voyager model kit, 50 quid.
He did start fangirling over.
I don't care for the show. That sounded like Yempi. I saw a Voyager model that someone had made, and what was interesting was he made it from parts of other things as well. But they had a box of it for 50 quid. And I really want it. I might. If Twitch pays out early, I might on Sunday ask if we can go there just so I can get it. And I'll just buy you go to the whiskey shop and just buy you a little sample or something. There you go. Let's go. I did get an ABV check on the Lowland though. It's 46. Secretary, write it down. So, what do we know about Talisker Storm, David?
It's called Storm.
Cool. It's named after a gladiator and an X-Man.
It's dark and broody, apparently.
Still waiting on pics of the Concord pics.
It's still in a box
Where is it?
under the bed in my room. The problem is I don't really have anywhere to put it. To be fair, I'm not really keeping my table clear in the lounge
For the time being.
because I think centerpiece in the lounge would look quite cool. But
if you ever do manage to move into a bigger property or
Yeah.
somewhere else, of course, then you should consider building it.
yeah, that will get built.
But a picture of a box would be kind of
I thought I'd put one on the server.
clearly Briar's not been whelmed by it.
Brian, are you on the server? Because if you are, I will find.
Let's focus on this.
Yeah, I will
Let's
find
focus
a
on this.
picture at some point.
You'll get it on. You'll get it on Sunday if David remembers. So, as we know nothing about Talisker Storm beyond David having a sample of it, what does it say on the front of the box, by the way? It says powerful and spicy.
Powerful and smoky, brooding spice.
So basically, a pouty emo teenager in a room.
Yeah.
I got accused of being brooding at university because of how I looked half the time. It's like, no, it's just my sad, miserable-looking face.
No, bad.
AIDS, everybody has AIDS. We'll skip those. Okay, shall we have a wee snifter?
Let's have a wee snifter.
Clear the nostrils. They're not clear.
No.
It's a little bit smoky. It's a little smoky. It's not as intense
There's more to it than the Sky.
Yes, but it's nowhere near the 10. My nose might...
It hasn't got that kind of brininess to it that the 10 has.
Which in this context is bad. Sorry. 1.
This is truly a 90s dream.
Wait, I may have missed this. What does that mean?
I feel like we're making references. There's probably some references. Cool. Well, yes, I will put a picture in the
it's the Talisker thing. It's the alliteration, isn't it? It's all the they're freaking 9.
Yeah.
Look, I spent ages on that title. Okay, I worked hard. All right.
But yes, I will concord the server at some point.
I try my best.
Adieu.
Okay, I can smell the smoke if you really dig your face into the glass. This is not the right glass for it, to be fair. But Dave's nose is too big for a nose in glass, and mine isn't too big, but the rest of my face abandoned my nose. So, no. The only thing in front of it is my beard.
Yeah.
Which was freshly straightened last night.
He's looking very resplendent with his haircut and his beard.
Should have put someone sent me, a penguin sent me some beard jewellery, like king's skulls. I was like, I could. But it just not. It just looked ridiculous.
We did that at Christmas once.
I should just do one in the middle like that at the end. Right there.
There's a guy in history postgrad group that had a really good beard, and at Christmas we put baubles on his beard.
I'd be tempted to do that. I would do that. I would. I'd do spray glitter on it and everything. Only to be ruined by my pun. You're good. Shall we have a sip, David?
We shall indeed. Let's commence.
Yes, indeed. Marvellous. Okay. That's better.
Yeah.
There's more smoke going on. A lot more smoke. Shall I pull up the tasting notes? So this one is the winner. Right, so whereas the predecessor, how many awards did the Talisker Sky win?
2 silvers from several years ago.
This has won 11 Spirit Awards. And there are golds here.
There are.
This is a verifiable winner. Did you mean you didn't cut off your nose to spite your face? No, but Dave could cut off his nose and still have enough nose left to actually have a nose. I cut mine off, I'd look like an addict. Or like that character from Fallout. Voldemort could work too, yeah. Although maybe I'd have less definition on my face. I need more definition beyond the bags under my eyes.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting one.
Oh no! I just saw the. Oh fuck! I just saw that. So you pointed right at it. I could see it from here. Fam, nah. All right, fine. Right. So, according to this, it says Talisker Storm was released in early 2013 as no age statement.
So this is older than
which was marooned in specifically selected refill and toasted American oak casks. An intense and vibrant dram, the Storm offers up plenty of distillery character alongside some smokier depth and complexity. With a classic Talisker profile, a depth of beautiful flavours and a very reasonable price point, inflation and taxes would beg to differ, this is an ideal single malt for those thinking of exploring the island whisky category. Juror would beg to differ. If you're looking for a cocktail... Oh, you had me until that last... Master Malt, you're losing me as a customer. Okay. No. On the nose,
we love you, good chaps.
Dave is assuming the position and leaning forward for this part. It says here, initial brine, but not as abrupt as the 10-year-old. Quite creamy by comparison. Banana Angel Delight.
I'm not sure I get that, but creamy, yeah. Everything's right so far.
Window Putty. Hint of sticking pastas and barbecues. Citrus white pepper develops towards the bottom of the glass. Well, I'm not near the bottom of the glass, but if I can I don't even know what window putty is. That meant to be silica? Is that meant to be silica?
Yes, if anyone here could tell us what window putty is supposed to smell like.
It's supposed to smell like the friend of the family's finger when he's done the window edging.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I don't want to smell his edges or his finger. It's been places.
Yeah.
It smell like crisp roast salmon. No, I can't taste. This is where earlier I mentioned.
Can we taste the window putty? That's the question.
God, where you get like really weird tasting notes, and I don't know why they've put it there. It's not a flex or a dab or a brag.
Taste of mastic.
Tastes like polycement. My toothbrush stuck together. It ripped the enamel right off.
No thanks. Don't worry.
In your case, it's more your porcelain veneers. Rip them right off. You've had them for so long.
They're doing well. They're nearly 20 years old.
Jeez, they're older than my nieces.
They are, yeah.
That's tragic. And their teeth are worse than yours. Anyway, no, this is a prize-winning whiskey. It's won a lot. I kind of get it because it's got that potential. You know, it's better than the Sky for me if I'm thinking of a Talisker, but it still doesn't feel like a Talisker. Now, on the palate, it says it's thick and mouth coating with wood smoke, brine, some tin, and chili heat. So I'm going to have a little sip.
Can. So a tin can that smells of window putty.
It smells lovely. It tastes fine. I don't really smell much of what they're getting.
No.
The nose is more complex than anything else there, and I don't get it. The finish, red chili peppers, oak dryness with a hint of embers. Now, that I do agree with.
Yeah.
I can taste that bonfire in the background.
There's a little bit of heat. It is a bit drying. And yeah,
it's a little.
Yeah.
You know. Overall, welcome addition to the Talisker range. I agree.
Yeah.
Except for that last sentence in the earlier paragraphs where you mentioned cocktails. No, but people wrote this. You can take the tails off, and that's you. You are a massive cock, and not the good fun kind.
Or the burning kind that has port in it.
Or the kind that Yempi thinks David is right now for what he did earlier. For the act of blasphemy and sacrilege.
That was brilliant. That is one of the very few times I've actually been legitimately rolling on the floor laughing.
It's funnier when you find that it was entirely someone else's idea. Not mine, but mine.
Probably the smokiest whiskey to be produced on the Isle of Skye.
That is a little
I'm guessing that was written before some of the special releases.
Yes, that was written before the 2021 special release. 2021 is the king of island smoke. The king of balanced smoke is Lagavulin.
Yeah.
Lagavulin 16 and Islay single malt.
Yes.
I said that wrong purpose, Isla. But yeah, no, the Talisker 2021 is not on our list tonight, but we'll talk about that later in a bit. Okay, so there's no age statement on this one.
There is not.
We've been here for an hour and 20. We can send this.
We could send it.
Do you want to send it?
I don't know, actually, because I'm intrigued as to what it's going to be like. Part of me thinks it's strong enough it might not be very good. Part of me thinks it could be really nice.
Do you want me to send it and you then have a little sip?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, Yellow Swag Fam. It works. Punches a bit more, doesn't it?
That was like nothing.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here now.
It was in a very... For those who don't understand, that felt like someone had had a delay to being slapped around the face.
Yeah.
It's like you've been told you're going to be slapped and you haven't moved, and for 3 seconds that hand comes to your face, and yeah, no, that hits. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's a nice. It's got a decent heat, but it's not overpowering. There is smoke, but again, it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
It's not cloying. It's not actually that drying.
So that's a weird thing because I don't mind a whiskey that dries. I don't mind it because I like certain singletons, but Yeah, I don't think it would work if it was with this. If it was, I think it would ruin it.
It's definitely a good mouth coating.
Is there any Talisker that's a wine finish? Because you can imagine if they did like a white
One
wine
of the
finish one.
special releases is port.
That's
in
the
it.
2023. That's three different ports, so tawny, ruby,
Yeah.
and white. And we've had that. It wasn't
Yeah.
that true. They did 2022 was refill cast. 2021 was smoky.
Oh, apparently we're streaming soon.
Oh,
Notification.
we're soon. That might explain why they. Well, no, that's probably because of the time of year. Actually, to be fair, we're very grateful to all the lovely people who've turned up tonight. We genuinely are. And obviously, there has been a bit of a gap between this and the last stream. We were a bit worried doing this that perhaps that we wouldn't be able to get anyone to come and join us as we bleat and moan, complain, whine, bitch. You know, the usual standard stuff by our standards, anyway. And talk. Oh, I should mention because I'm a little bit ADD, I guess. I did buy one other thing for my sister earlier. It's a mug that says "I'm too tired for this shit."
She is.
And David bought some Assassin's Creed Magic cards.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. Yes, I did. I bought an intro set.
Yes, I do want to get a fat pack. I probably will go to like a town over on the train, just go and get one from that shop because I want one. Yeah,
This doesn't say. It says Surge as well, which doesn't say what it's.
Surge is another one of those weird ones.
I looked at that. Flavors of rich dark chocolate sounds interesting. I looked at that at duty free.
Yeah, I've seen Surge around, and not the fun kind from like Beverly Hill Cop. Yeah, no.
Hang on, what's this? Talis. Oh. Okay, it says Talisker hand-filled 9-year-old whiskey, rejuvenated red wine
How
cups.
much is that, David, including VAT?
It may or may not be £239.94.
I could have bought that about 10 hours ago, but I'm not going to.
It's 59.8.
That's about the same. It's only 0.1 higher than that Talisker.
Rejuvenated red wine casks. They say Hugh and Kenneth. No.
Okay, I'm going to stop David now.
But yes,
that is 0.1% higher than the Talisker Diageo special release for 2023 and 2021. What's the point? Honestly, that's so bad. Shall we carry on, David? Because we need water to get to the port.
That does sound quite intriguing, though. But
I'm not paying
that for that. No.
No, I wouldn't for that. No. It's like me wanting to get my hands on certain.
Hang on. It's £120 on this website.
Yeah, I'm still not getting it, David. I'm not against the idea of owning it. That says Talisker Sky on the image. On the box.
It does.
I wouldn't go near that. That might be a fish. No, it might be a lemon bottle. I wouldn't. There are certain whiskies I don't believe are worth certain amounts of money. Like I mentioned, the roast espresso Johnny Walker Blenders batch. It sells for hundreds. I wouldn't buy it because it's not worth hundreds.
No.
You know, there are certain whiskies it's not worth doing that with. And if you're going to invest, don't. Not with those. You invest with ones you think might go up. Like I've bought an extra Bunnahabhain today that I didn't intend to get. That will go in the collection for the time being because it might well go up in value. And it makes sense. It's Gordon MacPhail. Yeah. Generally, it does go up in value. It was either that or the Duncan Taylor one that was next to it. I know that one's going to. That one, I knew that was on the website as well. That was, yeah. Oh, thank you. I do love me some agua.
You do indeed, yes.
Delicious. But yeah, no, I think you have to be a bit careful with what you decide to invest in. And if you're going to buy a bottle of Talisker for 250 quid, you need to make sure it's a bloody good one.
Going to be the age statement ones, really,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, we know how much my Talisker 18 cost today.
Yeah.
And I'll say it now, it costs £195 for what is essentially a complete shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get a sample of it. And so I was talking to my dad about this the other day. He and I were like, I was trying to weigh up whether it was worth getting. And he's like, and I agree with him on this, you know, for something that's a complete punt, is it worth the risk? And I'm like, I like Talisker.
I'd like to say, to be fair, most of our punts have worked. I mean, cigar malt was a punt. I'd heard good things about it. We had no idea what it was like. So that was a punt.
All my
Night on Earths were a punt.
All my January treats are punts.
Yeah.
I had not tasted the Sinatra Select. I had not tasted the Highland Park Fire. Yeah. That was appearance based. Both of those were.
I mean, the ice was a calculated punt based off the fact that we like fire.
With an amazing story. If we do a Highland Park stream in the future, that's coming out.
Yeah.
Of retirement. And Macallan Night on Earth, again, yes, another punt in Scotland. and this year's was the English, and that again was a punt, a very, very expensive punt, a once in a lifetime punt
Yeah.
that I will destroy next year. But yeah, no, it's one of those. It's very. And to be honest, with David here, he did a punt on that on the cigar malt, and he did a punt this year on the Kalila Connoisseur's Choice Gordon MacPhail.
Well, no, I'm going to say that's a punt because we got a sample of that.
Yes,
punt,
but to be
punt
honest,
was the Portwood, and that didn't work out.
I would argue that for the sake of face, it's better to say the Kalila
Yeah.
because you didn't know anything about it before, and
No.
you were lucked out to get a sample of it.
Yes,
Or
true.
got lucky to have a sample of it.
I
And we stood outside the shop while the guy went inside and locked us out with a sample of the Kalila in our hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did say we're going to look really weird. Just stood outside the shop with whiskey in our hands.
Please come round. Are you day drinking? Yes. Should you be doing this in public? Well, we were in there, but he kicked us out and locked the door.
He went there to go get some samples or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he went upstairs to get samples.
Which we of course
consumed
enjoyed.
/ were given /
If you like it,
we
it
need to
doesn't
do
go
that
up
as
in
streaming
value, then you
somewhere
have a
still.
bottle of exactly. So I consider that that's how I think about it. The Bunnahabhain I picked up today that wasn't intended is a Gordon MacPhail 11-year-old sherry cask, which is 1 year younger than the standard 12-year-old, which is sherry cask, and it's beautiful. I will put it in the collection for the time being and just wait because I'm not really too bothered if it does or does not go up. I'm really not. If it doesn't go up in the next, say, year or two, then I'll open it because why
Yeah,
not?
because you've opened that comes box also with the one you had with your dad not long ago, the Ben Nevis or something.
Oh yes, the Provenance.
Probably.
Ben
So
Nevis.
that was, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one because it looks like the color is very straw, very clear, but tastes really good. It's really nice, and I think you'll like it if you ever get a chance to have a go at that. And obviously, we are going to be doing a holiday stream in the future. We're not sure when, but we will.
We're still into a sample stream with the sample you got from the whiskey shop
Got
as well.
lots of
With
samples,
medicine
yeah.
bottles.
Oh god, that's going to be a heavy one.
Yeah.
Can we just set 2 air mattresses up in the living room of my cabin and just be like, okay, we're good here?
I mean, I've got a double.
A how big's that? How big's that sleeping bag?
Double.
Babe. I'm the big spoon.
Move around too much, have a single.
Fun story, guys. So I was on the train today, and when I got to Stratford, I got on the train to Norwich, and a lady, a bit younger than me, she was talking. She wanted her suitcase. I asked if I could sit opposite her because seat, table. She's like, "Do you want me to move a suitcase?" No, you're good. Bag in place. We're all good. Talked for an hour and a half, and I mentioned Mr. David here, and mentioned pranking him a couple of years ago for his birthday, and talked about how we met and everything else. And she told me how about her partner and how they met and their lives. And we're talking about Dream. She's a Dreamlight Valley fan. I was like, do you follow a creator called Mr. Star in Sky? And she's like, he's the one creator I watch. And I'm like, okay, I won't say anything. I don't want to out myself as a creator here. And she mentioned the fact that a creator, a cartoon creator, had defended him. She didn't like his content much, but she liked that video, and I'm like, I thought,
recognise through anonymity.
I'm enjoying this because I'm getting some brutal honesty from someone who has no idea. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, Jake from Steak Farm 420. Yes, steak now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she knew about the Omegon video, and I was like, that's fascinating stuff. Thank you for telling me. I'm really intrigued. I'll have to check it out. And then when I showed her the pictures of you, I showed her the Instagram pictures I put on my account of you with your gifts and all the faces. She was like, "So how long have you and your husband been together?" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
How did you adopt all of these children?
I told her like half an hour earlier. I told her half an hour earlier that in the entire time I'd known him, 17 years, he's only ever hugged me twice. Once willingly when my mum died, and the second time when he forced it upon me. And you think I'm married to that? And she got so embarrassed. I was like, it's all good. My sister said the exact same thing. In fact, she used to chant through the house when I played Rainbow Six with him. He's having a booty call.
Yeah. Gaming did effectively become known as booty calls, didn't it?
It did, yes. I would declare my booty call after that because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a hilarious aspect of my train journey, which made up for the fact I was an hour late, or 40 minutes in the end, but an hour behind.
Yeah, so we're not sure how we feel. Those of us close to Meg, I'm not sure how we feel about him making another friend.
I don't even know her name. I have no idea what her name is. I didn't ask. I said nothing. I didn't ask. Yeah. Shall we move on to the next whiskey, David? Which would be Portree. It does kind of look like port as well,
Yeah.
colour. Like if you compared that now, right, in the image, especially the image of that, right, to the image of the others are just mild comparatively. Written by Ahorn.
This one is not a teenager. This is a snowflake.
Okay. Oh no.
Serene and sheltered.
Oh, it's a millennial. It's a fucking millennial. It's a millennial. Oh no. This is our whiskey.
Serene and sheltered beneath majestic mountains, sunlight soaks the bay with warm light, dancing across ocean ripples and waves. Port Ree's beauty is unruly yet elegant.
Quick thing in the chat there, Crispo. You mentioned only raw dog. Does Dave know what raw dogging is?
Yes.
Do you know what?
Well, in the context of flying, apparently it's a thing now as well.
That's the one. That's the one. Where, if those who don't know, you don't bring any form of entertainment with you, or food, or beverages, and you, for your entire flight, just stare into the abyss. You do not move for the entire flight. I've seen videos of this, and live streamers do this on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think it's the funniest, it's the dumbest, but funniest thing. Like you see the face getting more tense. Like they're clearly their jaws are clenched. They are under immense stress because their brain needs stimulation, or they desperately need the toilet. They can't do it because raw dogging really does mean no.
So
It's hilarious.
Coming back to the Talisker scream, rather than idiots on a plane.
Chris both comment.
To the mariner, the first sight of port is the sweetest welcome.
Bullshit.
Finished in port casks, this generous and inviting malt bursts with rich fruit notes, giving way to the warm embrace of sweet smoke.
Okay. You've had this a couple times. When compared to other port cask finished whiskies, we did think that it wasn't as close to port cask, but we've had it another time. I know we've done it before somewhere else, and we thought it was really nice. We still think it is, but in the context of the port thing, it doesn't carry the port flavours as well as like the Bushmill 16, which I think was the winner.
Or the headliner.
That was rum and port, though.
Yes, it was. That was good.
Yeah, I think the Bushmills might have won it, though.
Yeah.
Your Dalmore did open up more, though.
It was better the second time we had it than the first time we had it.
We've had it a couple of times, haven't we? 2 or 3 times?
I think we've had a shot of it last time as well, so I took it down, didn't we?
Yeah, we had like 3 glasses. I did say bring it whenever my dad's down, we'll give him a shot, because he enjoyed it. And I'm like, there we go, you can make it vanish.
I could take it camping, because your dad's going camping at one point. Is he not? Oh, okay.
He's driving you down, that's it, because he's not staying. Sorry, dude. He only told me that the other day.
Fair.
I only found out. I should have told you. I didn't realise you didn't know.
No.
It's right, I don't know stuff until I find out later. It's all good. It is
nice. Yeah, I mean, one of the only sensible adults.
It's a camping trip of the Valkyries. British Rail sounds as reliable as British Telecom Internet. Indeed, Brian, yes.
Surprisingly, it's less reliable than British Telecom Internet.
Although there's more chance of getting a refund.
This is true.
So the Talisker Portree, it is a beautiful colour. Another thing I like about this is that presentation. Look at the label on that. Like it's the same one, but they've coloured it.
Yeah,
and it, if anything, enhances the look on the bottle as well.
I'm trying to think if Surge just has the purple or if it's actually coloured purple.
I don't know. But it's
just got a edge to it.
I know. Oh, sorry. My apologies. No,
I'll wake him up a bit.
No, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The red. The thing is, if you look at the Portree labelling and hold your raw dogging that label, and then you look at the whiskey, it just enhances the colour. It really does. And bear in mind, he's taken the same photo on the same area of rug in his living room. It just looks great, and it does taste nice. We know it does.
And yes, I'm a single man, and yes, I do have a rug and a coffee table in my living room, and a large DVD collection, as you can see in the background of the image.
Well, you see part of it.
Yes.
There's more in there now.
Yeah.
Give it time, and there'll be another cabinet being built to account for more DVDs.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
I'm overspilling. I have 1.5 DVD cabinets and 1.5. Okay, one of the third DVD cabinets, and 1 2/3 whiskey cabinets.
Mercifully, though, you managed to put the new bottle in with the Pandera, so it won't be as obvious unless your
No.
dad hears this.
Don't think he actually does. I think mum's of my parents' mum is the only one techie enough to watch YouTube for anything.
A Meg yawn
She
count.
watches paintings.
I wouldn't bother now because my yawning is committed.
It's like 4 or 5 at this point.
Dozen, yes.
Yeah, we're beyond the count.
So, this one is the one that is a bit of a swerve because it is a Talisker, but it is in port cask. I don't know how long it's in a port cask for. I don't know how long it's aged for. We don't have age statement,
No.
which means I'm really looking forward to the 18 because 18 seconds of that and you're gob.
That could be lush, or that could burn.
It's Talisker, so we know which one's more likely to be correct. It's going to be quite something.
It won't just be my vagina that's ablaze.
People who are, I don't know what that's about. Yeah, Dave read the review for mint tea tree shower
Yes.
gel.
One of my very earliest introductions to Meg doing his online stuff and me participating was an evening with Leona and I don't know if there's anyone else, Joe. And we were reading reviews
She laughs
for various products. And I, while sat at my parents', so I had to shut the door and try and soundproof it as best as possible.
My vagina
had to read out the review for the original source mint and tea tree shower gel.
Why was that, Dave?
Because I was chosen to do that.
Not because I sent you 12 bottles of it.
No, you did that afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
That was quite later. But if you're running out, you're welcome to take some more home.
I bought some more shower gel. Real good. No, you keep. I bought that for you. I bought that for your vagina.
One of the lines in there was about the fact that, yes, dear God, my vagina was ablaze.
I should point out, there are people who actually, there are ladies who appeared in my Twitch chat and YouTube game chats and said, I use the exact same shower gel and I don't have this issue. Like, clearly you're not putting it on the right part. She put this on the wrong part of that area and didn't work.
I think that was the first time my voice appeared in anything Meg did online.
It's still really quiet in the sticker thing. So I hear it, but no one else really hears it that well.
I can't remember if I think I was on I was on my old laptop.
Yeah, before it blew up.
Yeah. This one's seeming fairly reliable and useful so far.
Well, it's only a degree slightly more powerful than mine. You have clips of that. I'm glad you do. Because I did the what was the review? It's the funniest review in the world, and I can't remember the bloody name. Oh, it was the Veet hair removal.
I was going to say, I'm sure it was the one who did the hair removal cream. Yeah. Maybe she'd been using that before the tea tree shower gel.
Hey, look, some people have great ideas. There's a wonderful soundbite of Dave. Honestly, him just saying, "My vagina was ablaze." It's very Jeremy
Clarkson.
Yeah. What are you doing with that shower gel? Well, apparently, you are setting your vagina on.
If you haven't tried it, Ragamuffin, I
do not recommend.
I did not recommend it.
Do not. Public service announcement. We would never recommend. Jesus King Christ, no. Anyway, shall we have a little snifter?
Anyway, back to a different sort of burn.
So this smells very sweet. It doesn't really smell smoky or peated. It smells very sweet, but it's got a nice little full fruity sort of.
It is fruity, isn't it?
Yeah, but not like the luscious fruit or the fruity sleekster that the MP thinks I buy because she thinks I'm a fruitcake. Yeah, she really thinks that. While you're saying vagina, I just told the adapter I'm using to charge this phone. Get your back in. Well, I can't say that on you. That is funny though.
Yes. We appreciate the comment. We will not be reading it aloud.
Okay, so I have used that shower gel and can confirm I did not get hot burnies.
All we can say is you've been using it wrong. According to one woman leaving an Amazon review.
One of the most popular reviews on the platform. Next, it's not as funny. It's not up there with the sugar-free gummies, sugar-free gummy bears, which, by the way, that hurt on the way out, apparently.
Yeah. Or that was the owner, wasn't it?
She didn't read that yet. Yeah. She didn't eat them. Jeez. Oh my God. I mean, she's a masochist, but only for the stuff we do. No, the Veet Hair removal was the most popular review. To this day, I believe it still is.
Yes, I think it was on the owner's channel. It was the owner's stream, I think.
It was, yeah. Because we did it as a VC on in the bridge, I think.
Mm.
Anyway, shall we have a taste?
Yes, we should.
Splendid. It's all right. Bit smoky. A little bit of smoke on the finish. A little bit of smoke on the finish. No bit. See if I can find the right one. Bosh.
There's a lot more fruit in that.
Holy crap. This only has 3 spirit awards, a bronze and 2 silver, so it's slightly better than the Sky.
Yeah.
It's more expensive than the Sky as well.
So this was Core Range 2013.
Yeah.
On the hill. So Sky is the newer of the 3. The Sky was 2015.
Must be. I think the Port-Ree was part of the standard line, though. 10 Port-Ree and 18 with the trilogy.
One of the things I was reading said that the Sky Storm, Port-Ree, and Surge were added, and the standard line is the distillers, the 10, the 18, the 25, and the 30.
We saw 25 today, by the way, guys. If it's there in January, I'm not saying I'll buy it, but if Dave doesn't, I will. Maybe. It's a toss-up between that, the Bunnahabhain 25 and 30, Glenfiddich 30, the Dalmore 21, 2022 release, Old Pulteney 25, another bottle of the Singleton 25, of course, McCullen 18. I could continue if you wish.
If Dave's bonus train carries on, Dave will be buying a 20 seal something.
January treat for me, it's all good. You get your January treat for me, you're all right. You'll be fine. The Diageo special release that must open.
So not the Rosard.
If they do one this year, no, it won't be that. That'll be sold out too fucking quick.
Yeah.
And yet it's not rated that highly.
No.
Which annoys me because I thought it was the best one.
Yeah. Well, as evidenced by the efforts we both went to try and get a bottle of it.
Far too much of a palaver.
Yes.
Oh, Talisker is the easiest one to get next to the Singleton.
Talisker and Lagavulin are still there.
Yeah, I saw that and I was tempted.
Well, and the
my original list.
the Silken Gown. Obviously, I got a bottle of that.
My original list I was going to do if I didn't see the Bunnahabhain was going to be Lagavulins. I was going to be like, fuck it, it's time.
Yeah.
I need a 16. And then I saw it and I thought, I saw the Fiddich 21. And so that's why I grabbed it first and put it on the counter in the middle, the middle stand thing.
Pile, whatever.
Yeah, I put it on there. I was like, no, we're having this. I don't care. The Fiddich 21 is mine. I saw the 23 and thought, ooh, I might. Anyway, tasting notes. These are longer, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
These notes, I have to lean in for this. So if I sound a bit loud, I'm not sorry.
Headphone warning.
Headphone warning. After a wave of initial sea spray,
it's on the nose, isn't it?
The nose becomes more complex with.
I love the sound of that.
Crayola. We've done it before. I remember it. I remember it as well.
I remember now, yeah.
I remember that from the last stream.
Yeah.
The port stream with Dad. Oh my god. Oh no.
He made it. I can't remember what he said. He made a comment about it.
You've been asked if you have a mangina in the chat. Do you have a mangina?
No.
Okay, cool. Right, yeah. Orange pith. Not piss, P-I-T-H.
Yes.
I don't have a lisp, okay.
We're not that piffed.
I'm not piffed enough for that. A touch of white chocolate, demerara, and even sticking plaster.
Again?
Yeah. Emerge briefly along with a plummy...
Shares an elastoplast or something.
A plummy umesha note. I swear if I just said fentanyl, people would be like, oh, I get that. Yeah. I understand that more than I do that. What do you get on the notes? Do you smell blue or purple crayon? Green? Slightly orange, maybe? Oh, this one. Hang on. No, this one's been up my nose. It must be a red one. It's scratching my temporal lobe.
It's like Ralph Wiggum in The Simpsons, isn't it?
It says, I'm a tumor. I'm pressing on the amygdala or the temporal. Occipital lobe is taking a nice little poke from a crayon. Thank you, Crayola. You've extended my life and given me psychic powers. Dipshits.
Everything is now red. Stained my brain with Crayola.
Yes.
No, I'm not getting the crayon.
Well, you're not trying hard enough, David.
No. Fruit, I'm getting not really the sea spray.
I don't think that. Oh, excuse me. I think that's more of a breathy thing than it is I think you have to like
White chocolate, no. Sticking plaster again. I'm not getting the sticking
not
plaster.
really made it a point to take a sticking plaster and go nom nom nom.
Thank you, Cristo, for that. We'll keep that under advisement.
The navy blue crayon. Yeah, but red is for winners. I like my crayon like I like my cars with a go fast stripe on it. Gets in there quicker.
Oh, good. She's home. We can head her.
We do a quarter-mile race between two crayons. Which one reaches the brain first? Which one has the best nos? Don't use it too quickly. You might get pitted, pit maneuvered by someone else. I would argue it's not a healthy attitude to have to snort anything, but
Stop stealing food from the US Marine Corps.
I've heard rumours about the quality of food. But if you're going to stick something up your nose, I'd rather it be a crayon or your finger. But do not go to
HB number 2 pencil.
Only if it's really, really itchy.
Yeah, really deep.
Yeah. Unless you're really adventurous, get a hook. Just give it some lobotomy. On the palate, initial characteristic, Talisker brine, once again, but much sweeter than usual. Thicker mouth coating with like the storm with chili and a little chocolate orange, increasingly smoky, much smokier than the nose suggests. Okay.
Do we have to compare this to chocolate orange? Because I don't think it's going to win.
I'm not pulling up the lock fine for this. Jeez. The finish, milk chocolate becomes cocoa and oak with mocha notes, so a bit of coffee in there, and the faintest hint of that orange pith. Once again. I swear the word pith means it does make me feel like I'm speaking with a lisp.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of get a sort of cocoa-iness on the finish.
Red speedruns going back out. Hey, look, Red is basically a Twitch game streamer. It can't be helped. Red's a Fortnite player. That's what it is. I got taught by that lady actually about how to play no base build Fortnite.
Right.
I was like, "Fuck is that?" She was explaining that to me, and I'm like, "So it's weak tea cod." All right. Carry on. What do you think of this so far? Because it's quite nice.
It is nice. It's the best of the ones we've had so far that haven't been the 10.
Yeah, you can't really compare. I'm really hoping the 18 stacks up because I put a lot of shit. It's 4 times the price of the 10.
Yeah, but you've been looking at it for probably at least a year.
Since January last year. So,
a
year and a half now. Because that was when I was going to get it then, but I ended up getting the Bushmills and the Angels Envy.
Yeah.
And they've both gone down really well.
Yeah.
Bushmills especially. Bushmills, yeah.
Very good channel.
Obviously, I want you to try the Angels Envy at some point because it is really nice.
Did we?
Not on that stream.
Was that not in the
No.
American?
No.
Or the port?
No.
I thought we'd done it in one of them.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just probably we'd done it in one of them.
I wanted to, but we couldn't. Because the American one, we had too many options. And I wanted to stick to the baseline ones. And the port one, we couldn't because we had too many options.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I threw in the headliner.
Then you stuck a headliner at me as well.
And I was like, I'm going to dab on you now. Looks good though, doesn't
Still want that. It's by David Lloyd George. It's history. I like it.
It looks good though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks
like have I got news for you?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. I want to do the tune bit in my head. I couldn't. Yeah. I just can't be asked to think of Paul Merton jokes because they're all shit. Okay, so there's no statement on this one either. But we can carry on drinking for a bit. Would you? Where would you rate this so far compared to the Sky and the Storm? Not the 10, because I think the 6 removed.
Yeah.
Where would you rate it with the other 2?
So, if we ignore the 10 for a minute and just look on general whiskey scale,
yeah,
I would say the Sky is maybe a 4 or a 5.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah, not out of 5, no.
The
Storm is probably a 5, 6.
Right.
This is 7.5, maybe.
See, I can agree with that. I think the Storm is closer to the 10, but the Port Re is not meant to be like
the 10 on the whole scale would be like an 8, 9.
Yeah. So this is where it's a thing of like if the 10 is the baseline, these all sit below, but because the Port Re is not meant to be like the 10, whereas the Storm is, even in its own description, tries to resemble it and is an award winner, very big award winner.
Yeah.
Much like the 10, in fact, I think the 10 is close to what the 10
It's
is.
interesting that
Oh, sorry, the storm is.
the one that is not the 10,
Mm.
but is closest to the 10, is the one that won the most awards other than the 10.
Yeah,
The two
that's
that
an
are a
interesting
bit
point.
different have both won very few awards. Oh,
True.
Night, Criff Bow. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Good to see you on these streams.
Do remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed. All that fish in your mouth is not going to do you any favors.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm. Thank you for being here as well. We appreciate that. I think that there's a point to that with what people want from a Talisker. I think the Port Vries is fantastic. I really like it.
It's really nice, actually. I might have to actually drink this more because it's the fruitiness makes it nice.
I reckon it'll go well with
it's strong,
steak.
but I'm thinking that, actually. Can we take it tomorrow?
I'll empty the 21 singleton out my hip flask and take that tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah, we can empty that down our throats tonight.
You won't have space for that.
Be our palate cleanser after the Talisker.
Not the worst idea in the world. 21's a banger. It's nice. I like this. This is a definite like. I said the 10 was like a computer. So hi everyone. Hi.
Oh, what's that? Do you hear? 7.
Where's the mic on this?
Like that.
Okay, because I kept talking down here thinking that was the mic.
No, the mic's for the cameras.
It's on my tablet as well, and I was like, I covered that with a bit of gaffer tape once, and no one could hear me. And I was like, wait.
I remember that. That was the first time we tried to use your tablet.
Yeah.
It was like, why can no one hear me? And it's like, oh.
Just slide the gaffer tape across the level. Right. No. What's that? Phenom? I like that.
Oh, the Undertaker.
Yeah, it was definitely that, yes.
Meg, would you like some fish eggs?
Caviar.
We're not going to let Dave has to talk to the chat again, aren't we? To turn the thing. Okay, so we're going for so long his watch has stopped counting him.
I got bored. Sorry. I was busy talking about a food I've not had in my lifetime and I would like to try at some point. In case you didn't know, yes, it was in fact caviar. I can't be asked. No, I don't want to bully my audience away because numbers are fluctuating.
Big popcorn song.
I like that. Anyway, yeah, no, I think this should be drunk more. But I do want to send it because I want to move on to the final one. Well, penultimate, actually.
Yeah.
You're a swag fan. Part of me wished we'd done. Oh, that does go down nicely. Part of me wished I'd done it slightly differently because I kind of wanted to leave that to the end, but I haven't done that on purpose. It's cutting out anyway, so don't really hear it. That's okay. Playback exists.
Yeah, and DMs. You know, we can send it to you separately, along with more Yempy voice messages.
God, yeah. I'm not against the anger, the screaming. The anger.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. The others we've shot all of them so far. Where would you rate that as a shot compared to the others, especially?
I'd say it's less impactful than the Storm.
It's got a bit of warmth, but it's not really. It's one of the ones I don't want to shoot compared to the others. I'd happily shoot the others because they're not really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice flavour, but I would say this is and this includes the 10 to a degree. I'd say this is the easiest to drink.
Yeah.
I mean, the 10 isn't bad to drink, but
different styles, though.
Yeah, different. It hits harder on the drink.
It does.
This is too nice on the shot to really want to shoot as a drinker as well, because it drinks really nicely.
So this is the penultimate whiskey of tonight. You can tell it's got a bit of a decoration going on here. Yeah. There are no tasting notes for this because we decided not to use them.
And we added it in last minute.
Yes.
Although, given how long the food took to come, we probably could have saw a tasting note.
Yes, there's a fair point to that. But I think I did say I didn't want to because I wanted to just talk, see what we could work out. Yeah. Because this is basically just 8 years older than the other one. Is this going to be done in 15 minutes or less? Yes.
Doubtful.
No, maybe. We've never decided.
We've got 2 left, so probably not.
Probably not.
We've done 4 in 2 hours.
Although we did spend the first half an hour literally not touching an
True.
alcohol.
And I know what hiccups. That's going to be fun.
Really?
I didn't choose to get hiccups.
Fam.
It's fine. I'll keep drinking.
We've got Talisker
I've
18.
I've started.
If you throw up on this bed, I'm still taking your bed tonight.
It's fine. There's at least 3 air mattresses. 2 air mattresses in the house.
Can you say that without hiccuping between the words so I know how many numbers you're referring to?
And a paddleboard if needed.
Okay.
There's 2 air beds and a paddleboard if needed.
You like the theme. Thank you. I actually bought all that today. The man cave sign I thought was made of wood.
Yeah, we were disappointed with that.
Yeah, we bought it in the Castle Mall in Norwich because they had little wooden carving stuff.
Chantry Palace.
Sorry?
Chantry Place. There's the other one. Chapelfield.
We were in Chapelfield, were we?
Yeah. Or Chantry, whatever it's called now.
Chapelfield. Sorry, my mistake. Chapelfield. I apologise. Oh, wrong mall. And I saw these wooden carving signs, and we saw the keep out one and the man cave one, and I was like, "Oh, my cabin! That'd be great." I didn't touch it before I bought it, though. It's plastic, but it's fine. I will put it on the cabin regardless. The sword was bought because it's tradition that I buy a sword when I'm here. It's from The Witcher, and Talisker 18 I bought today because, well, I
had money. Was available.
It was a debate, though. I will admit,
we did discuss it.
If I hadn't gone with that, I probably would have gotten the Grand Cru Fittich 23, just cause it was right at the bottom of a massive stack in the corner, and you had to do Jenga to get them all down to get to that one. Although I could have just bought the Talisker 25 on its own.
Yeah.
I could have just gotten that. That would have been interesting. What did you buy today, Meg? One bottle? Yeah? What bottle did you buy? I'm not talking about it. How much it cost, Meg? Well...
No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
Redacted, classified.
The thing is, we've done the 25 before, because we had a sample in the Talisker sample set. But the 18 wasn't in there. That's why I wanted to go for that. Because I was like, well, if you're going to go with... You want to get in order. You don't want to skip things, do you? Oh, God, you really are hiccuping, aren't you? At least it won't be on the ceramic heater. Very true. And at least David won't be blowing bloody candles out.
No.
Are you okay with this? Or...
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah? Do you want to open this one, or do I open
No,
this?
it's yours.
It's
you
mine.
can open this one.
Brilliant. So this is mine. It's slightly...
It's mine.
The box is slightly bigger than the others, and I think it has the insert, so it's a bit more...
That's a coin to a YouTuber.
When I... please, £50 worth of coins, so I can buy...
Valley of Destitution.
So I can buy myself a Star Trek model kit, that'd be great. I'll hang it in my office, the Intrepid class, please. No, this doesn't have any writing on the inside. The box is bigger. It's an insert interior, so it's a bit more protective. But when I first saw this a year and a half ago, it didn't have the insert. But it is... It's got another beautiful... it's like the others, similar label, purple trim, which is beautiful, I might add. It sort of works with the colour of the whiskey as well.
Purple being the colour of royalty.
Point.
Yeah.
And it says on the back, explore the depths of rushing waterfalls, hidden island. Is that already on this? Explore the depths of rushing waterfalls.
That's all new.
Okay. Hidden inland amongst peaks and ridges, and are intense layers that draw you deeper. Fruit cascades into a never-ending peat, offering a new dimension to discover. Made by the sea, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's not much else on this at all. It really doesn't. What separates this from the others is 8 years. And it's weird because I saw this... I've not really seen many... Like, they always had loads of these in the whiskey shop. I don't know if that means they sell lots or they just don't sell much of it at all.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Something well stocked could be popular.
Yeah.
Or very unpopular.
Right, so I will... Dave, breathe, deep breath in, hold it and sip on the water slowly for 20 seconds, then exhale, hiccups will go.
Nope.
He did that, sadly. Sadly for David, because he has no diaphragm, he just doesn't stop.
There is no known cure for my hiccups. They just stop at... Oh, they just stop at some point. That may be in 20 minutes, that may be in 7 or 8 hours.
If I have time to skip ads, you have time to give me your hard-earned money so I can buy a Star Trek model. Hopefully, I'm hoping Twitch pay out, because that'd be kind of cool. I will buy it. I will literally leave you and just go into the city and buy it. I'm just twisting it. It sounds like a frog.
If you listen really carefully, it's trying to say caviar. Oh. Ah. Oh. That was a deep.
Oh my. It smells like fruit concentrate. It smells like fruit
Am I
concentrate.
watering it down for squash?
Yeah, it does it. Yeah, you take it. You take the bottle. That is interesting. I'll put this on here. That smells. I give you money. I just bought a house bish. You may have, but I want to buy a Star Trek ship.
Yeah, get your priorities right.
My starship is vastly, significantly more important than you being an adult and a grown up, because I'm a middle-aged child.
Glass, please.
Oh yes, of course. Marvin, don't you spill my drink.
Balance it through the hiccup.
Yeah, your hiccup did you no favours there, bud. I like the look of this already. But we do have a little bit of bias, I guess. When you get to older age statements, we do get a bit more like, ooh. Oh, there's stuff here, by the way, David. It's here. I'm hoping with timing I'll be able to get my hands on the they had a one for Galileo as well, but it was more expensive and it made no sense.
It was quite shockingly expensive for how big that mod was.
Well, it's not just that; it's also the complexity, the lack thereof. Point in your glass.
Yeah, that looked like you could probably make that with about 6 pieces.
I could make it in about maybe half an hour. It didn't look difficult. Up to 8 hours, and I'll probably fall asleep before it's done. We'll be finished in an hour because Dave's got hiccups. We can't go too much longer, really.
My hiccups will go much longer, but yes, we're on the last 2.
Okay, so we have no tasting notes on purpose. Okay, so we will pull some up on our phone because reasons, but we'll have a sniff. This doesn't smell anything like Pretend. It smells.
It's closest to the Port Ree, isn't it?
It is, but it smells really nice. I'm hoping because of the price tag, it lives up to it.
Yeah, it's not as vibrantly fruity. On the nose.
Well, that's port finish. This is just aged 18 years.
But it does have a fruitiness to the nose, and it's not hitting you with an abundance of smoke.
Even though it said never-ending smoke. Was it never-ending peat?
Never-ending peat, I think it was.
My apologies. Unfortunately, there is such thing as ending peat because they don't frequent these channel anymore. Petiosaurus.
No, true.
Water stuff.
He did, yeah.
I miss him.
4 hours something, I think.
Although,
no, I think on one of these, I'm pretty sure the aforementioned whiskey pre-wedding stream that was a gaming stream was longer.
No, that was 2.5 hours. That was us drinking.
Was that really only that?
Yeah. No, the 4-hour thing I did on Twitch because I had to go on a VC because I was going balmy. I was trying to complete an event in one entire stream. I was going buy a Euro truck or American truck.
Yeah.
I was going mental by the end of it. But we do 3 hours usually here. Not tonight, I don't think, but that's all right because we don't always want to be doing that. To be honest, we're keeping this fairly simple so we can chill out.
And we do have to get up and go on a boat trip.
Should probably take my alarm off.
Yeah, you can have a lie-in. I will get up early. Well, actually, yeah. Well, at the same time,
whoever donated to me, thank you so much.
Oh,
I didn't get an alert. I didn't see it.
No, there's not been anything on screen.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, a calendar. No, clock.
So, thank you if you have donated to us. That is very kind.
Alarm. Turn it. 6:30 it was set for as well. Get here. Right. Okay, so shall we have a taste? I'm looking forward to this. Please don't let me down. Please. Or I'm going to go get the fucking Grand Reserva Glenfiddich 21. What the fuck was that?
That was me making a face just to see what face you made when you saw my face.
I sipped that and I was like, that's awesome. I like it. I turned my head and Dave's pulling a Fiddich 12 face of Oh, what is this abomination? This is like when you put your penis in my what?
No, that is nice.
It was you. You felt peer pressured. Oh, well, I'm glad I had that effect. I'm sorry, I didn't realise it was you. It didn't have your name on it. That was weird.
That perhaps more explains the other comment than that I give you money. But,
That does actually make
yeah.
more sense. I didn't see the alert.
No, I just made a face to see if
Maybe we were talking and I didn't see it pop here.
Maybe. No, that it's not as impactful as I thought it could be,
It's really nice.
but it is nice.
It feels more refined.
Yeah.
I think the 8 years do it that service at least. Have you heard Whiskey Bar by The Doors? I don't. What is The Doors?
That's a band,
Is it?
so that's going to be a song.
So probably an indie band then with the in it. Please don't play the song.
No, I'll find the song so we can listen to it at some point.
Okay. Please don't torture me.
Here's everything I made.
The fuck is this?
Something that started playing as soon as I opened YouTube.
Okay.
Whiskey.
This will work.
The Doors. Right.
For those who
Found it. We can play it later.
Silent Sin AAA. Oh, nice. So I've got some tasting notes here. What? Okay, the finish is not true. It has won 3 Spirit Awards. However, I should point out they had 2 gold, 1 gold, 1 double gold, 1 Master Award. The Master Sword of Award. Most recent one being a double gold in 2022 at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. So it's already better than the other 3, the 3 before, because it's got the gold on it. The master thing is completely different. The finish is quite short, very short in writing. The writing, though, contradicts what I've just said. Said, "Sigh, fine, take my money, you silly bitch." Oh, I didn't see it. We're on Dave's laptop. That's what it is.
We're on my laptop, so we don't have full suite of
My
everything.
apologies. Thank you so much for your incredibly generous donation, and I'll be sure to put it to good use if I remember. No, I will. If I can get my hands on Voyager, I will, because I want to hang it in my office. Because reasons. How would you define the nose on this between hiccups?
So it's a more mellow version of the Port Ree. It's not as vibrantly fruity. I would say equally it's not as abundantly smoky as the 10, but you can kind of smell that it's quality.
It says here, for those who are interested, quite clean and fresh. There is a mixed fruity sweetness with a spicy character. The peat and smoke rise with notes of perfume and thick oak, hints of calvados, and a touch of acidity with ground ginger. I found it to be very smooth on the nose. I don't really smell the smoke or the peat. One of my nostrils is malfunctioning, like David's diaphragm. The woodiness, the oak isn't really present, but there's definitely a lot of fruity sweetness. I prefer this to the Port Ree, but this is a lot more expensive. So I'd buy the Port Ree over this if I had to choose, because seriously, this is 5 times the price.
Well, to be fair, I'm looking at that. That's the old style box.
I am going to quickly go and look for the more recent one. You're right.
I just noticed the design on that, and that's the old style box.
You do wonder whether or not they change it, but I will. I've got the current version, and it took me straight to that again. I literally see.
Yeah. We're being screwed by
for those who don't know, Master of Malt has an image on Google that is the new bottle. If I go to that bottle, it takes me to the old design bottle. But don't forget here, they didn't change the flavour profiles for these.
No,
they only changed the boxes. This is not like Jura, where they changed the flavours.
Yes, they did.
It's not like other distilleries that do it as well. I'm sure there are many. This is very much a case of I think they've just done it for themselves. But I will go to another website I know. Go to the Whisky Exchange. That's a good option. They don't really do much in the way of flavour notes, but the character is orange, tar, toffee, smoke, and brine. A wine expert recommended 3 dishes to go with this: blue cheese, smoked fish or dal. D-A-A-L.
Ah, Indian.
D-A-A-L. Is that an Indian dish?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Dal. Yeah.
Dal. Okay. Well, yes, there's some recommendations for food. But we have some tasting notes. We have rich and fruity plums, orange peel tofifi, gentle smokeness, and seaside carrot on the nose. The palate, sweet to start with tofifi and fruit leading to darker, smokier notes. The finish, long with a hint of chili spice. Now, I disagree with the finish completely. Both have said long.
Yeah.
Both have said long, but I found it to be ironically short.
Yeah.
Written, their finishes were written the very way I preferred. I felt it was, and it was short.
It develops a slight sort of tartness towards the end.
Yeah, I'm slightly
With the fruit,
parched, which is weird. I feel slightly parched with drinking a couple of these actually, but this one's more pronounced. But I still really think it's good. It's not a dud at all.
No, it is refined.
It's too expensive. It's the most expensive one I bought today. I don't want this one to be a dud. If anyone's going to be a dud, it's got to be one of the cheaper ones. I don't feel sorry about it then. No, this is good. I think because we associate Talisker with the 10, it's hard to sometimes see the other characteristics that it could be. But this is still a Talisker. It's just not as pronounced. But it's more refined at the same time. It feels... I reckon my dad might like that.
Again, yeah, he might. It does build. There's a little bit more smokiness over time. It does build a bit.
Yeah. Dave develops a sort of tartness towards the end. He develops more hiccups if he keeps going.
Yeah.
Still going. I'm going to hear this in the early hours of the fecking morning through the walls.
Yeah, probably.
I say that while he'll hear me through the other side of the walls saying...
Until about 2 a.m. when you wake up and I hear you go, "Where's my switch?"
And I've got all the treasure chests in Firenze. It's time to start doing some missions now. It'd be funny if you wake up in the morning and you're the one waking me up. Or your friends do.
Yeah.
And
Meg, you have to get up. Why? Everyone else is here.
I just hear one of them come in and go, "So I'm moving house again, and I saw a heron and send it." I'm like, why is he smiling down at me? Why is he smiling down with a Jack Daniels and Coke in his hand? What's going on? Oh dear. Dave isn't tart. He's slowly getting pissed. Dave, it's not that he isn't tart. It's that Dave is a tart. There you go. Give it some thought.
Dave was surprisingly unpissed for drinking Talisker.
Actually, yeah, we're on number 5, and I don't feel
we're doing pretty well, aren't we?
We did this with Penderyn last year.
We did.
We were 46, and we were fine. We had 9 glasses in the end. We were fine. We were driving boats the next day.
Yeah.
I was meeting new people, and I didn't totally embarrass myself until right at the end. Would you like to be the first one to do the 18, or should I do it?
I don't think I'm going to be able to do the 18 with the hiccups.
Sweet.
That's the problem. So,
for those who don't know, and you haven't heard it already, for every year of maturation, you have that whiskey in your mouth. For every second of that, I get the distinct honour, now that my mouth is fully healed, I wished I'd played the card if it isn't, to hold this in my mouth for 18 sodding seconds.
Yeah, it's your dental issues.
Hey, look, my teeth are
well behind you.
That implies there are more issues than that. Just to clarify, I only had one tooth break. I had it removed. It's right at the back next to a wisdom. We're fine. All right. And I don't have many removed. My teeth are white. Fuck off. Right.
Anywho, we are going in. We are counting it down. So 18 seconds. This could be interesting. I think he's probably thankful that it's not any stronger than the standard ones. They will have a level playing field on that front. But it'll be interesting to see how the flavour develops. You've still got ages left. Don't worry. It'll beep when it goes. There we go. See?
There's a lot of heat on my tongue. That builds. That's Talisker. Oh. Fucking hell. Oh, what kind of switch? OLED. That is the heat on that build. I swear I can feel... I swear I can burn an egg on my tongue right now. Now, that's really... It doesn't last too long. It lingers.
I'll try, but obviously I don't know how far I'll get with it.
It's really nice.
No, don't.
It tastes more like a Talisker now. It tastes like a Talisker. You found a video of giant meat for David. It's okay. I'll be putting some big meat in David tomorrow. With someone called Zax. And the bigger the better. He might have that meat smushed between 2 buns. His buns. He's doing the 18 seconds, by the way. Dave is genuinely struggling with the hiccups here. Oh, take it down. Good girl.
Say what? Just right near the end, I suddenly got like, I suddenly got something right at the front of my mouth. So sort of, yeah, it does give that like burn sort of. Yeah,
I had it all over my tongue, everywhere. Penguin, thank you for the gifted memberships. We really appreciate that. Hope you're well today. If you want to support our endeavours in alcoholism or me buying a Star Trek spaceship model, coffee. Thank you. Oi, what for what? What did I say?
Don't know.
It might be my bun remark.
Possibly.
Their burgers are good though.
Let's look at the menu.
Actually, George, you had last time. You had a burger, didn't you, last time?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had the big burger you had, but I had a burger. Yeah.
What burger? I think
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Me and your friend, we annihilated
Yeah.
us. We were sat there watching you two and everyone else eat, and I swear, I could have pulled out a video game or a board game. I could have played that instead.
Yeah. You do inhale food.
Put some big meat in, Dave. What a time to... Absolutely, it is time to arrive. I couldn't agree more. I know, that tastes like a Talisker. It tastes...
Yeah.
But at the same time...
I like the fact it feels like... This is how you feel after you've eaten anything at a parent's house, isn't it?
You get it, don't you?
Yeah.
You get it now. It took you long enough. It's nice. It's good.
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm glad that I've got it now. I'm glad we have that because
that makes a very excellent addition to my collection.
I should point out that Dave had missed opportunity to lick it before I did, and I made it a point to lick it in front of him so he knew that I'd done it first. But it was a genuine case when we were in that shop.
That's right, because I licked one of yours while you were buying the American.
Motherfucker. When we were buying that, I was genuinely eyeballing other things. So it was a case of I genuinely couldn't... Like, I was looking at the Lagavulin, Lafroig 18 or the 16, and I'm like, oh, but I could get them. What about a spaceship bottle? There is a ship in Norwich that has a Star Trek Voyager model kit for like 50 quid, and I want it.
It's a model, it's not a bottle.
It's quite big though. It's a big model.
It's decent size, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's about the size of bigger than your laptop in length. It was had decent length for it. Since you said it was called Zach's, keep your buns away from my brother's meat. Hey, look, it can't be helped if your brother, who happens to be called the restaurant we're going to be eating out tomorrow, giggity, happens to be providing some rather delightful noms. And I thoroughly enjoy sucking creme de menthe through a straw.
He didn't.
From Zach's.
This is very true.
Although I will point out, I've got drinks set for tomorrow. We are going to be very careful here.
To the degree. Yeah, to be fair, because if the weather is as bad as it's supposed to be, we're probably going to be having hot chocolate in the pub, or coffees and hot chocolates in the pub rather than the cider.
I mean, I'll probably have a bit of pizza still, though.
Yeah, the pizza was good, to be fair.
I didn't care so much for the posh one.
No.
The chili one and the margarita were fine.
Yeah.
The posh one just tasted like it wasn't fully done. Like the meat was a bit soggy, like floppy. Who wants a floppy meat, really? You want your meat nice and hot and roasted and moist. Shall we, before we get to the last one? I don't want to do this, but I kind of have to because it's part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Send it. Can you do it, or shall I do it?
I will try.
All right. We're going to YOLO swag then.
We're going to wait till I hiccup and then go.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll wait. Please tell me to stop now.
The pressure.
There we go. For those who don't know, we literally sat in silence. I stared at David until he hiccuped. Like, honestly, it's not a YOLO swag fan shot one then. I mean, it's always a YOLO.
It's shot quite nicely.
It does. Although, to be honest, I don't want to shoot that in the future.
No.
I like drinking. When we do an 18-year-old stream, that one's coming out because that's going in there. Because I want to do like a Four Corners thing. Yeah. That'd be great to pull that 18. If I can get the 18 Lafroig, there you go. There's an 18-year-old island. I don't want it just for the stream.
An 18-year-old English?
16th highest. That's the that's the podcast.
Yeah.
But in Scotland, I mean, like, easy with the space size. We've got loads of those. Highlands.
Yeah, 18 Singleton.
18 Glenmorangie for Highland. Yeah. Lowland, no. Auchentoshan's the only one I've only got a sample of it. I have a sample though.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would
well
work.
said. Isla, no, don't have one because they're not common 18s. Campbelltown, no. There are some that exist, I believe, in Glen Scotia,
That's
maybe?
Scotia, I think, yeah.
Maybe Springbank, I don't know. Irish as well, Jameson's. Jamison.
Yes,
There are
James
some
Leckie,
options.
which you
There are
finally had some.
only one glass. You've had
Yeah.
like 3 or 4.
I have, yeah.
My bottle's been thoroughly abused by you. Okay, so where would you rate this compared to the others? You don't want to, do you?
I mean, it's better.
It is. I would rate it higher than the Talisker for quality than the 10, yes, and the others. But then where we would normally go, I think the 10 would be where we go.
It's really nice, but I think
It's so expensive.
it's very expensive, and I'm not sure it isn't just lacking something.
I think it lacks a bit of the kick from the 10.
Could just
But
be,
I think it's where it's too it's refined.
It could be just we're too used to the 10.
Yeah.
That's just what we think we
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I hope you like the creative picture we did for this. We were taking photos for Instagram earlier, and I was like, let's do this. And so David faffed for a while to get that sword to stand up right like that. Took us a while.
The problem is that box is very light.
Yes,
It
it's
really
quite,
support the weight of the sword.
the sword leans more on the hilt anyway. So that was the problem.
Yeah.
It just balanced wrong. It was great. Okay, so shall we move on to the last one, David?
I mean, it's not necessarily lacking well, MJ. It's just it doesn't quite hit as hard as the 10. Which, to be fair, is probably a good thing because it's aged. You'd hope it wouldn't, because it should be more refined than it is. But
Oh, yeah.
we're just so
We
used to
get with
drinking the 10-year-old and what that is like that.
think of 2 very typical 3 standard entry whiskies, yeah? Let's go Glenlivet 12, 15, 18.
Yeah.
The 12, easy drink.
Yeah.
15, swerve.
But still quite an easy drink.
Yes,
Very
but it's the
different
swerve. But then you go to the 18.
profile.
The 18 is the 12, 6 years older.
Yeah.
The 10, the 18 are the same with Talisker.
Yeah.
But the 18 is the visibly more refined version. We associate Talisker with peat and smoke because we've never had the 18 to realise that they could actually make something better. The 25 was lovely, by the way. It was. I preferred the 10, but the 25 was clearly more refined as well. I'll still buy the 25. I can afford it. I can get it.
Yeah, I mean, for the money the 10 is, it's a very good whiskey for the money.
It is, but I will
There's
admit,
an awful lot of bang for your buck.
there was a lot of buck as well for the bang. Water. It's time for the last one.
Yes.
Now, we were... Oh, crap, I went for the wrong image. That's the image. There we go. Here we are. This is the last whiskey of the evening. My apologies for pulling up the wrong image. That was the tasting notes. This one is a Diageo special release. Now, as you can see from the picture, I have a full bottle. I also have a 20cl bottle of it. Your front door.
That's the building door, yeah.
Fair enough. And you also notice a Cenobite Fugler. Now, I bought that sample, the 20cl, because I liked the sample. And I thought, last year, I bought a Singleton Diageo special release sample and I ended up buying the bottle. Well, David and I traded that bottle for a 2022 Talisker Diageo special release. So whereas I have the Singleton Standard Collection, David has the Diageo special release Singleton Collection.
Yes.
Whereas
I
David
have the
has,
Talisker Standard Collection.
yeah, except for the 18.
Yeah.
And I had the Talisker Diageo special
Why,
release. Shut up. Is it called Dave? No, that one's called German Light, or wannabe German, or we can call it MJ for short. I'm kidding. I haven't named that one at all. That penguin. What? Oh shit! I think I got it. Oh, that was close. Sorry, there was almost an ad there. No, so this is taken from my bar, basically from the bar, the Marbury bar,
Yes.
and we're not using the sample you see there, the 20cl bottle that's been abused. No, we're using one of the digital drams that we have of 2 Dave actually owns. Oh yes, I'm parched by the way. Delicious.
If only someone had planned ahead for your visit and bought bottles of Agua.
Yes, but one bottle's already gone.
Yes. Well, there's plenty more.
Yes, well, that's fortuitous. That Tugler is terrifying, though. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a more recent acquisition. Stood up. It's in fact being propped up by a bottle of Nika from the barrel. Behind it is a bottle of Nika from the barrel. I know that because I had to put it there. Yeah,
Small square one. Yeah.
I had to. I had no choice. Do a poll. Viewer participation. Okay, we'll do a poll.
What are we polling? Is the MP German?
No. Oh.
Oh, name the pub. Okay.
Wait, have I just skipped?
Yes, you've changed. You're typing and it's changed the thing.
Sorry. There you go. Name the fuggler. Answer 1.
It's changed the thing.
Yeah, I saw. German light. Gwyn. EMP. An option and.
Fuck those hiccups.
That works. Okay, so I'll pull back here and go here. Get rid of that. Any others? No. Right. Talisker 2023 is what we're on. And yes, so not boomerang actually. Basically, I have hotkeys set on the keyboard. The keys are numbered from 5 to the letter Y. So if I type those letters while I'm typing in the poll, it types on OBS and changes the images as well. Because I have to use hotkeys so I can switch between images quicker. Be lucky I didn't hit the number 4 because that would have ended the stream entirely. Anyway, yes, shall we do this one? This one is Diageo Special Release 2023. It is a triple cask finish in the sense that it is finished in, not a dropper, finished in port, tawny, ruby, and white port. Now, we did a Discord VC and we reviewed this. We reviewed Mortlack, Oban,
Lagavulin was in there.
Singleton as well.
Singleton.
Yeah. And we then, because we really enjoyed ourselves, opened my Rose Isle 12, which Dave traded for my one because he opened. Yeah. It was
we opened yours and I gave you mine.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And for Christmas, obviously, I got him another thing of that, and then he got a bottle, and he's a happy chappy. But we didn't rate this as highly, but it's still good. But in the context of Talisker, this is where it now gets to stack up, right?
Yeah, but where it starts to get painful.
Yeah.
We've upped the ABV by 13.4%.
Yeah.
No, hang on. 8.8. Sorry, 46.8, aren't they? No, I've got to do the math.
It's up. What are you talking about?
It's not. It's 12.9%.
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you. Okay. Took you a second.
Yeah.
You really don't math, do you?
No.
I like that I just looked at that and was about to, and I literally started mouthing it, and you knew exactly what it was. Like 12. Are you this bad?
Went the wrong way with the decimal place.
The Fugly looks like a mortar. Oh, this is not a cork, by the way, so we don't have a popping sound.
No, this is a small sample bottle.
It's a screw top.
Has a very flimsy screw top.
I would say, for the sake of it, it is worth the cork. It's just, unfortunately, it's a screw top at best.
This is going to be interesting to do.
Why? Hiccups?
It's a 3CL, and that's a 2.5, so it's going to be literally a case of
work it out. Do your job.
That didn't quite work.
No, but I'll take this. It's fine. Your hiccups will love you for that.
Yeah, probably.
David has mispoured here. He's poured more in his than mine, but that's all right because that means he's got another little thing for the recycling at last. He's finally finished the bottle.
I finally finished the bottle. Yeah,
yeah. It's
moment for celebration.
Yeah, it justifies the new Penderyn.
True. Yes.
I say justify it. When your parents complain, you go, "Yeah, but I finished." You show this guy. I finished the bottle. You can't complain. I finished one.
Yeah, finished one and got another.
One thing I really like about the Diageo special releases is they've got, over the years, not only have they gotten better in flavour profile, but they've actually gotten better with the presentation. The tubes on these look great. Even on the 20CL, it looks fantastic. I like the look.
Yeah.
It really does. The 2021 has a sea serpent, the 2022 has a jellyfish, 2023 Wild Explorador, which was never in the original list of Diageo special releases, which pissed me right off. I was like, I'm going to make a collection of these. And they didn't have one. I'm like, you're taking the piss at me. You're actually taking the Michael out of me.
Yeah.
Full on. I'm getting shafted by Michael Jackson here. I must be 2. Allegedly. Warsmith, I'm unfamiliar with Talisker. I'll have to watch the beginning later. Skip to 30 minutes. We start then.
Yeah, we do waffle a little bit at the start.
And you probably might find you'll skip over most of it because we do it for most of this stream, in fact.
Yeah, we are pro wafflers.
Pro prattlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like alliteration, hence the title. 9 T's, remember? Okay, so when you think of port, you know more about port than I do, right? When you think of white port, what do you think?
I don't know because I haven't opened that bottle.
Cool. When you think of ruby port, what do you think?
Fruity.
When you think of tawny port, what do you think?
Less fruity, not quite as sweet, but still fruity.
His first response should have been the following. Oh my god, Meg liked this.
Well,
What the hell's going on? I need to check my Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Consult the book of the word.
We're still half an hour short. We're fine while then.
Alliteration for the win. Absolutely. Coffee.com/the real Megon. The poll's looking good, just saying. Arctic, I'll fix it. Don't worry. It's alright, I'll fix it. I've got you. Here we go. Name. Oh. Fuggler. Oh, we're back on that. It's fine. I got you, Yamps. Don't worry. I'm protecting you. There you go. You're welcome. Oh, look, we've got the texting notes back up. That's handy. Anyway, do you know, by the way, you look at the image of the whiskies, the OG image of them, you notice how interesting colour contrast they were. That's really interesting because they're on the same backdrop as well,
Yeah.
but the Port Ree and the 18 really shone. Okay. Contribularity.
Good old Blackadder.
I like Blackadder. So, what do you think when you smell this? Does it smell like a port? Because you know more about port than I do. I don't expect much from the white port because we know it's meant to be a bit more wild, a bit more like
the initial smell,
Mm-hmm.
yes, but then it's kind of overtaken with the more Talisker-y smoke.
Okay.
The initial smell is quite fruity, which does smell like a port.
You are a different kind of arse. Yes, I'm a 6 singles arse. Well, 5.5. Yeah. Okay.
And we're also British and you're German, so there's a whole level of arse there.
Oh, well, that's just from 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
Doodah.
Thank you. The tasting notes on this are a lot shorter, and that's because these are limited release.
Yeah.
Problem with that is it's not going to last long enough in the online space or the world space to ever get more to get awards. It's just done as a weird little thing. I don't really have to explain it. It's a
yearly one-off, isn't it?
yeah. But they're really nice. I still maintain I don't remember the 2022 Talisker, which I see right in the bottom of this image here. I don't remember it. If I could find a sample somewhere, I would get it. Should we have a sip?
We should have a sip.
Cheers. That was a good clink. Feeling the ante on the flavour though. Gee. Yeah, that packs a punch.
Yeah.
That's a Talisker.
Talisker on steroids.
That's Talisker every freaking year, 59.7% on the freaking ABV. Always the Diageos, they're always 59.7. I'm like, why?
Cask, clearly.
Why 0.7? Like, fam.
Because there's probably like a thing about it being 60% or more.
Oh, it might be a Glen for Class 105 then.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, not ideal. No, that's really nice though. I don't want to be the person that adds a drop of water. I don't want to do that. I just see a point. But it does taste lovely. On the flavour notes, it says here, sooty smoke, frazzles, dried fruit, tannic wood, and sea salt on the nose.
Frazzles.
I like frazzles.
I'm not getting any
The
bacon.
Bunnahaven smells like the frazzles. The 19 sample, that smells like frazzles.
Yeah, I'm not getting any bacon in there.
The flavour palette, the flalet, yeah, that. The flalet, the flalet, flangy, is dark berries, nutmeg, and caramel. Okay, so I didn't really get much. I didn't get much smoke. I get mostly like really intense, concentrated fruit flavours.
I get smoke to start with, and then it just develops into the fruitiness.
That's where your hiccups are a split personality trying to get to the surface. Cask strength is always tasty. Although, according to the pedantic twats at Master and Malt, cask strength is anything.
Yeah.
It's
As it's come out
all
of the
cask
cask.
strength. Talking out your arseholes, boys. Yeah, that's not cask strength. Don't try me. Well said. That's the hiccup I make when standing in a very long queue in Tesco at Five Ways. I've stood there.
New donation from Penguin Lemon Lee.
Hello.
That was loud. How did we hear that one? We're not the first
That
one.
one's appeared. I don't know. Have you turned something on accidentally with all the button pressing?
I don't know. But we did get one from Penguin. Thank you, Yempy Light, for your incredibly generous donation. Frazzles are a bacon-flavoured crisp that look like strips of bacon-ish.
Yeah.
They were very popular. When I was a kid, they packed so much flavour. Like, if you got those as a kid in the 90s, honestly, you were like the happiest kid because you could taste things. Whereas all the other food you got was bland to fuck.
Yeah.
If someone put smoked paprika on your mashed potato, it was like the most amazing. I know Ragamuffin.
Yours wasn't good enough, Ragamuffin. Sorry.
I didn't hear it though. Did it go off?
No, it didn't go.
Ragamuffin, did yours actually go off in the chat? Because if it did, I really didn't hear it. Because I heard that. I really am sorry about that. But yeah, Frazzles are delightful. 55% of ABV or better in my book. It's 59.7, so it's we prefer something near the 46 area because that seems to be where we find the most flavour and enjoyment. Penderyn's a great example of that. 9 glasses later, we're still fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. 6 glasses, we're all right. I didn't see either. I'm really sorry.
I'm pretty sure that's the first one that's gone.
I'm really sorry. But apparently your donation wasn't good enough, which is a really shit thing to say. Doesn't matter. I'm in on. If that's hang on, wait. Is your name? Doesn't matter. I'm assuming it stops. I think it is the gap there. Doesn't matter. Hi, hello everyone that's joined, Warsmith included, and anyone else that's joined today. We really appreciate you all being here. We are boomers. Yeah. It's delightful. I'm right though. We shouldn't have added the 2021 because that would have been an absolute train wreck.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to taste this if we did it before as well.
No, that's true.
For those who don't know, the 2021 is, I've argued, I bought it for my 8 years on YouTube. It is the single smokiest whiskey I've ever tasted and was the biggest mistake when I shot it. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I felt like I've been abused.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd been physically abused in my mouth.
It was almost painful.
It was quite strong. But the thing is, the Glenfarclas is stronger. That didn't bother me. But the Talisker did. And it was just so much like smoke. It was just a lot going on. This, though, is lovely and mild, and just what does it is the ABV being increased. It is a very fruity drink. I think it is basically a more bastardized version of the Port Ree.
Yeah.
Because you've added tawny and white. But I'll be honest with you, tawny port isn't as strong as ruby port from what you told me, and I can't believe white port is much stronger.
Well, we never opened the bottle, did we?
I can't imagine it flavour-wise is stronger than a ruby port. Ruby port is based on red wine. Red wine's normally stronger flavours for me. That's what I normally think about it. Favoritism. I am really sorry that Al Grift is doing this to you. What you should do...
I feel like you should donate again just to see if it works.
Oh dear God.
Well, for science, you have to repeat the experiment.
That's such a dick. You should do it then. No,
Look, you're the scientist here. Do or do not do the experiment once.
So put my goggles on. I agree.
You always do the experiment, normally 3 times to be fair.
You've got to wear a lab coat and put your goggles on, which you do okay size with your hands. And you turn them upside down.
And these for control groups. Someone else needs to donate as well.
Yeah, and when it's raining outside like it is now, use window wipers, which is your thumbs doing the up-down motion in your goggle position. Yeah. It's bullshit. Overcharge under the Ontario way. That makes sense, I guess, actually. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with that kind of monopoly, actually. That's really interesting. But, this is nice. It's gone. God, that burns though. Shooting it is the dumbest thing. No, it's nice. I like that. I'm gonna pull it back. Here. No. Shit, the wrong one.
Don't press 4.
No, it's not that. It's port's on the screen. Why is the port? There it is. Bosh. If you see here on the screen, right, so you can see a color contrast. The sky seems darker than the storm and 10, but it's not. Don't know what happened there. Port Re is the darkest next. Well, no, I think 18 might win actually, but not by much. But the 18 does, yeah. Would you, if you were going to rate these out of in order of best to worst, how far removed are all the others from Talisker Sky? It burns! It burns! Battery's at 89%. Mine's at 84%. Get good, Scruff. Race to the bottom. I'll race you there. I will win. Better than this woke. I'm very sorry that you have to put up with that kind of crap. Doesn't matter. I really am sorry you have to deal with that.
This is aggravating my hiccups.
That's the whiskey. Or you rating?
The strength is it's making me hiccup more.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you should do then?
Yeah, get rid of it.
Absolutely. Yellow swag fam, David. Heron.
Yeah, just get a clear cap.
Make the hiccup. Brace yourself. It's that time of year again. Brace yourself, Agnes. Give me a moment. Get it down, yeah. Get it down. Get it down. Think Marine Corps. Well said. Nice. I'm so proud of you, David. You swallowed it in one. 74% battery check. Oh, we should definitely do a battery check, everyone. Could be worse. You could be in BC. British Columbia. I've heard about British Columbia. Yeah. Obviously not really. I don't know much about Canadian whiskey, though, so I can't add much more to the conversation beyond David having more Canadian whiskey than me.
Yeah.
No club, though, because it turns out even he has standards, even though he's never had.
I thought I opened the Wiser at some point.
I've heard it's shit, though.
Well, I've heard it's good.
I've heard it's shit. Well, didn't we hear it's quite cheap as well?
It is quite cheap. I've heard from someone who's got a better whiskey collection than me that it's good.
Is it better than mine?
Yes.
You're saying yours is better than mine?
I know that. No, this person's is.
Okay.
They've got like
I'd say ours are fairly equal.
they've got
Ours
like
are very different.
£5,000 Macallan bottles in them.
Like you've got like your Johnny collection, some of yours is just, and your Penderyn's is like, okay, what can I compete with that with? I've got more 21s than you that are open because you have none.
This person has got like some of the leaf Macallans.
Overpriced. Overpriced. Okay, so if you were to rate these, I'm going to go first. I would rate the Sky as the entry point. Clearly, it's an entry point. It's just not. No, I would say I put the Re and the Storm right next to each other because I do believe they serve two different purposes. Because the Storm is closest to the 10, but the Re is not the 10, which we consider the standard. The Re is still really nice, though. I don't want it to be near the Sky. I think Sky is just watery and nonsense rubbish, right?
Sky, then you've got a gap.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Storm. I would give a little bit of gap between the Storm and the Re. So I think the Re is better than the Storm.
It depends on how you're drinking it, though.
But then, yeah.
Because they're not too different in price.
Honestly, I think I would then put the 18 than the 10. Because I think the 18, it'd be close, but I think the 18 is perhaps too expensive, all it is.
See, this is where I agree with you. It was a big punt. But I still think it's good. It's very refined.
Yeah.
But then what you expect from a Talisker, you expect from the 10. Because that's what Talisker is. That's what it's always been.
It's marketed as being like that rough and ready sea spray saltiness on the rocks.
That's the one I want the Americans to drink, and then for them to seriously tell me that they prefer bourbon to that. Because that's the one. When I hear Americans tell me that all these bourbons are like, they're so strong and delicious, and they think Arbalawa like 10 is great. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Drink Talisker 10. Drink that. Drink a proper manly man drink. The Stephen Regal of drinks. The 2.5 Men of drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Like when you're drinking this, I want you to literally gargle men. Exactly that. that's the one. And no offense to those who are American. I've watched a number of YouTubers who are American who cover a lot of bourbons. I did buy bourbon today.
Yeah.
I do like bourbon.
And you do have a reasonable bourbon collection.
I do, yeah. I don't mind it, but it's because I treat it as bourbon. I don't treat it as whiskey or sour mash. Distinction: if it's not Kentucky, it's sour mash. I bought one today from Kentucky that literally says at the bottom sour mash. Like, shut up! You're not sour mash. Shut up. And yeah, but I think that and yeah, rum's all right. I like rum. We're going to do a rum stream in the future.
We are.
But yeah, I might be a bit cheeky and say I'd rate the 18 higher, but only because while I do agree that the 10 is clearly the best Talisker version of what a Talisker should be, the 18, because the 18s we've had, I do believe it sits higher because of what we get from 18. Because the 18s are always that kind of smooth quality. Clearly, we're not refined enough in palate to understand it, but I think it's we'll have to taste it more, I guess.
Oh, what a shame! How have we survived? I've been drinking more of it.
Oh, the pain! Considering how much it cost, the pain.
Well, that's your pain, fortunately. That one.
Thankfully, that is.
Yeah, I would. I mean, they're not far apart. I just think for the value,
quality, I'd buy the 10.
Yeah.
Just cost quality. But if I'm buying something to actually just sit there with someone and just enjoy, as opposed to getting absolutely royally smashed off my face, okay, I'm going to enjoy the 18 a bit more. Great. He's disappeared. So, does anyone have any questions or queries about the whiskies we tried today? Because I'm kind of intrigued about what people think. I'll drink that. I'm glad you will. I've really enjoyed this. We were worried that we were going to get absolutely hammered because this whiskey is a bit dangerous to us. Our history with Talisker 10 is not on our side, so not ideal. But we are going to probably vanish soon because we need to sort out a few bits and bobs soon. So if anyone does have any questions, of course, we'd appreciate it. I will bring us back here, though, because seriously, we're gorgeous. And put my glass over here out of the way. Apparently, there's an ad due. I will get rid of that. Don't you worry, folks. I've got you. I do thoroughly enjoy Talisker. It's a weird one where I don't have a collection of it, yet I have some. The 18 is honestly a welcome addition. It's going to look great. And we will be having that more in the future. We don't know when we're streaming next because David and I haven't had to sit down to work it out, but we are going to work that out soon. So we know when we're streaming next because he's coming down to mine, but he's going camping, so there won't be a stream. Is there a Talisker you all wanted to try but couldn't get? Parlay or Surge, really?
Parlay and Surge I looked at when I was at
or Distiller's Edition.
Duty-free. Yeah, Distiller's. I haven't actually seen that anywhere.
Yeah, I see them every so often, but I don't get them quick enough.
Obviously, 25 would be
£450 worth. Yeah. That's a pricey. That's not just a punt. That's the one where you have it and you're like, if this isn't better than the 10, and we've really pissed off. The 18 is better, but in a very different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Surge or the Talisker Parlay. Surge for the box, Parlay because of the name.
Yeah.
Which me a piratiness.
Yeah.
Half his stream is Canucks. What's wrong with the Vancouver Canucks? They're just perpetual losers. We like losers. I was born in Crawley. I know what losing's like. I was raised a Spurs fan, and David's team didn't win the Premier League when they had a chance to 2 years in a row. He knows what losing's like.
Yeah.
Although the name is, arse and all. That's the thing. When are we streaming next, David? Cool. We're gonna have to work that out at some point. What would this?
August sometime, maybe.
Yeah.
Or September.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Or probably August, but when exactly?
Actually, a steady audience is going to be interesting, isn't it? Trying to finish get through our list of whiskey streams.
Yeah.
Probably not going to get many more of those, are we? Not if you're doing how many weeks camping?
2.
Yeah, we're not getting many of that.
Well, we've got August down in September, October, November,
Don't order whiskey the way George Clooney does, or you'll annoy Polydub. Now, I know Polydub, he's a lovely guy. How does he order it? By the case, or does he just order it directly from a tap? Loser feeling, yay. One of us. I would like there to be one in August, but there's no chance of it, I don't think. Beyond maybe a Discord VC.
No, I'm down in August.
You are?
Yeah.
You are?
Sister's birthday weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
We could do a stream then. We'll have to work out which one
So
it is.
It'll be late-ish
My
August.
dad's here, then we can make it the celebrity one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sassenach, Coach Bill from you.
Yeah.
The Slipknot and
Coach Bill, Sassenach,
my Slipknot. I have another one.
Slipknot, and
Who's the other celebrity one I
is it
have?
Wolfies? No,
No, Dad has that. Rammstein.
yeah,
No, I have another one.
You do.
Who's the other celebrity whiskey?
Well, proper 12.
No, I have another celebrity whiskey in my collection. And I've mentioned it so many times.
Sorry, he's just an idea. Well, she's an idea.
I have another celebrity whiskey in my collection, and
It's an ultra select technically classes.
no,
Then does Frank Sinatra.
no. I have something that's definitively got a celebrity's name on it. It's music. Oh, Metallica music.
Yeah.
I have music covered. Dad
Yeah.
has music, and you have Formula One
and TV. Film.
Again,
Yeah, and we have obviously following.
I mean, I could add a complete swerve. Nick Offerman Lagavulin.
True, yes.
I have the wrong Swanson.
Yes, you have the wrong Swanson.
I need to get the photo of him just with John Marbury as well, just on my little.
And yeah, we could do Lagavulin. Yeah.
Which Talisker good for company? Depends on the type.
If
they're not whiskey drinkers,
is it keeping us company, or are we providing it to others?
If it's for people who don't drink whiskey much or prefer fruitier flavours, portery.
Yeah.
If they can't afford Talisker 10, but apparently have £5 less, Storm. If you have £5 more, 10.
If you have £100 more, 10. If you have £150 more, maybe
2 tens, get a 20.
Yeah,
no, you buy the 18 if you can afford it, but the 18 was very expensive. There is no more boshing intended on my part till next year now, unless something really interesting pops off.
I may, if I get money, acquire a birthday whiskey, but beyond that is probably everything.
That's all right, though, isn't
That's
it?
the English. Really, it's a special limited edition thing for something.
Were you going to the distillery still?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
We need to talk about it, do we?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do that later. Anyway, we need to vanish. Do you want to say anything before we finish?
Yes, apologies for the hiccups. It was not intentional. Hopefully you can survive them, and I will probably still be surviving tomorrow. Thank you for being here.
Yes, we're going to go now and put some stuff away, as neither of us are drunk, which is great and terrible.
Chocolate probably will be.
Chocolate
Or popcorn, one or two.
Oh, chocolate's lighter.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you in August, I guess. Or Instagram, or Not Worth a Cork. YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram, and
Check
TikTok.
out our
Fiona, help us.
everything.
Thank you.
The owner will put links.